What it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Big Vol Opinion back with another live video. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. And most importantly, make sure you sub to the channel. Turn on that post notification bell so that you be notified each and every time that your boy Big Vol is going live, man. With that being said, let's get into this intro. R.Kelly asked that everyone come together and push the message about this BOP officer and Tasha K sharing his private emails and conversations with government star witnesses. Now, you have people that are out here doing the work, pushing the message. If those people that are pushing the message about this BOP officer is being attacked by so-called R.Kelly supporters, you should think twice before you listen.
And I just really want people to know, I appreciate anybody that's helping me. I appreciate anybody that's helping me. A lot of people have been there for me. I just don't want people going back and forth, being mad at each other because one person did this for me and another person did that for me. That's what the devil wants. He wants to cause confusion. That's what these people want. They want to cause confusion. And confusion ain't going to do nothing but keep me in here. But the real thing here.
Welcome to Big Vol Opinion. Moderators, with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. This channel is a negativity-free channel, drama-free channel, and we are here to push the message out. We will not be distracted. So with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. Welcome to Big Vol Opinion platform.
Can't believe council culture is really a thing. We throw away our legends, easily make them a meme. Cultural obligation, what does it really mean? We gotta stay on code, don't go against the team. You don't have to stand with me, just don't stand against. But if you gon' pick a side, don't straddle the fence. Mainstream media with propaganda, selective outrage, now we see the slander. False narratives being painted, the truth's tainted. As a result, the majority mind manipulated. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Do your due diligence, think for yourself, stay free. So many different agendas, it's hard to keep count. They use us against us, so many selling out. It's a sad thing to witness, it's all for the clout. The culture's compromised, and that's without a doubt. The culture's supposed to cultivate.
Yo, what it do? It's your boy Big Vol Opinion back with another live video, man. As y'all saw the title, man, death of the major labels. What's up? What does it mean? Guess what? We got answers. But y'all already know how we kick this thing off, man. Ain't no other way. Where you watching from? What's up? What's up? Drop them locations in the chat. Drop them locations in the chat, man. Where y'all watching from? Where y'all watching from, man? Let's get it in, man. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. And y'all know when we on these lives, it go down. It goes down. Where y'all watching from, man? Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. You know what I'm saying? Go and get your uncle, the one that don't know how to work his phone that good. Tell him to tune in. Subscribe. Come on, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We on a mission, and we on a mission for change. We on a mission for change. We on a mission to bring awareness for the injustice of what's going on in this case with Robert Sylvester Kelly and other injustices that's going on around the world. You know what I'm saying? United we stand, divided we fall. You know what I'm saying? It's good that we come here and we good. It's good we have great conversation. It's good to see people getting along. It's good to see people understanding that we have a mission. We are on a mission, and we have work to do. There's work to be done. There's work to be done. Okay, Lubbock in the house, San Francisco in the house, Oakland in the house. I seen earlier. I see Flint in the house. Okay, come on in, man. We got Louisiana in this thing. Come on, man. Come on in. Make sure y'all hit that like button as you come in. Make sure you hit that like button as you come in, man. Come on, come on. Come one, come all. Come one, come all. Come one, come all. Man, y'all know it's going down today, man, in a major way. Hopefully I can get the guys up here, you know what I'm saying, so we can get to it real early so I don't hold y'all long, you know. It's like church on Sunday. We try to get started on time so we won't be here overtime, you know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, man? I like to take the time out. I like to take a time out though, to give a 30-second moment of silence for the brother Tyree over in Memphis, that passed from his incident with the police officer involved incident. So at this moment, I like to give a 30-second moment of silence. I would like for everybody in the chat, if y'all can, just put prayer hands in the chat. And let's send some prayers up for the brother Tyree's family, man, and hope and pray that God give them strength to get through this tragic situation, man. So all right, at this moment we're gonna do a 30-second moment of silence, man, in honor of Tyree. Amen, amen. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. What's up, Miss Toy? Elvira, Sharon, Mel J, Prince Charles, what's going on? Darlene, what's going on? A Child, what's going on? What's going on? Unc, what's going on? What's going on? Man, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's a sad situation, man. We spoke on it last night. You know, hearing about this police involved incident dealing with a brother, with our late brother Tyree, man, and it was heartbreaking to hear this story. And one thing we spoke on last night, I say, you know, most of the time we hear about people dying at the hands of police, man, we automatically think that it's a white cop that does something, this, that, and the third. I say, but to see that these cops that did this to this brother were all cops that looked like him, and the treatment that they, you know, how they treated this brother, like, man, it was just heartbreaking. You know, it was even more so heartbreaking, and that's even more so why I have to talk to my son. Like I'm gonna let my son see this. I'm gonna show my son this video, and I'm gonna tell, you know, I want my son to understand this is why I'm so hard on him, and this is why I be so hard on him about just everything when it comes to being a man, and like in like accountability and always paying attention, because you could be doing the right thing and still become a victim of people who out to who has malicious intentions towards you. You don't always have to be a criminal to get treated like one. You know, so it's important that we sit down and we talk to our kids and help them understand, try and help them understand society and what it looks like in society nowadays. You don't have to be a criminal to be racial profile, and to be racial profile, you don't have to be profiled by a white man. You know what I'm saying? You have black people that treat you worse than white people, and that's just the truth. That's just the truth of what the fact of the matter. You know, like I said last night, you can even go to these like jobs when you go on these job sites and you have black supervisors that'll treat you worse than a white person would. You know what I'm saying? They abuse their authority just because they're a supervisor or they got some type of manager position or something like this. So we have to be aware of all situations and all circumstances. You know what I'm saying? It's sad that we living in this time and age, but this is the truth and this is the cold hard facts about what we dealing with. You know, it was just heartbreaking. Um, the video you about to see, you gonna hear some graphic language and you won't see too much action, but you know when you hear the interaction, when you hear the interaction between the cops and how they are talking to this guy, man, it just sounds like some type of gang. You know what I'm saying? It sound like a mob, just just a group of guys that just came together off the street to go jump on somebody. Like they don't even sound professional whatsoever. With that being said, let's get to it.
Good evening again, everyone. We're coming back on the air briefly here after what has already been a very difficult day in Memphis. That community and the country is now getting the first look at that disturbing police body camera video of what authorities say is the police beating of Tyree Nichols following a traffic stop near his home 20 days ago. As we've been reporting, he died of his injuries in the hospital 3 days later. The Nichols family and police have been pleading for peaceful protests while recognizing the anguish and outrage among so many, hoping that preparing the community would in some way help here. Now, the video coming in now, it is very difficult, and we're going to not show very much of this, but this is what our team has been able to screen so far. The first video is of Nichols being pulled into the car.
Damn, I didn't do anything. Hey, I didn't turn your ass around. All right. On the ground. You don't do that, okay? Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Okay. Raise your ass. All right, I'm on the ground. Lay down. Chest down.
That's the first video. Again, he was being pulled out of the car, and obviously we had to bleep some of the audio there. But that was the moment he got pulled from the car initially after the stop. Now, the next video is of Nichols on the ground being pepper sprayed, calling out for his mother. Here it is.
Hey,
Give me a hand. Give me a hand.
You might get sprayed again. Hey, Mike. Hey, bro. Watch out.
Give me a hand.
Mom! Hey.
Give me a hand. Give me.
Okay, all right.
Give me a fucking hand. Give me a hand.
All right. Okay. All right.
We should note that there is more than an hour of video, 67 minutes worth, multiple police body cameras. Tyree Nichols' family has already viewed the images earlier this week, saying that it showed the officers brutally beating their son. His mother was unable to watch. She had to leave the room. The officers fired, now charged with second-degree murder, among other charges as well. And they had claimed that he was initially pulled over for alleged reckless driving before running from the car. The police chief, though, saying so far they have found no proof that he should have been stopped. FBI Director Christopher Wray saying he watched the video and was, quote, appalled by it. Those 5 former police officers now facing several charges, including murder: Justin Smith, Desmond Mills Jr., Emmett Martin III, Demetrius Haley, and Tadarius Bean. Attorneys for Mills and for Martin have said they will plead not guilty. The White House says President Biden has not yet seen the video, but he did speak to the family. He offered his condolences, commending their, quote, courage and strength. I want to bring in Stephanie Ramos. She's live in Memphis tonight. Stephanie, they have been urging calm. We're getting reports of some protests already, which, of course, was expected.
Absolutely, David. The people here in Memphis are upset. They're upset over this video. This 29-year-old man, unarmed, stopped by police. And then, as we can see in that video, beaten on the ground until he's unconscious, as you said, dying 3 days later. And we heard from Tyre Nichols' family earlier today, his mother, understandably emotional, wiping away tears and urging for peace, saying that if there are protests here in Memphis or across the country, she was asking for them to be peaceful. Again, we are seeing them here tonight. So far, not violent. But as you mentioned, Tyre Nichols' mother saying that she hasn't been able to watch that video, says she hasn't been able to grieve the loss of her son. And it's just devastating for her to know that he was calling out for her just a few yards away from their home. David.
Stephanie Ramos from Memphis at this hour. Stephanie, thank you. We should point out that Ben Crump, the attorney for the family, earlier today, as you look at the peaceful protests out of Memphis at this hour, earlier today, Ben Crump said it doesn't matter if the officer is a black officer, a Hispanic officer, or a white officer. It is the culture that allows them to think they can do this to Tyre. Those words from Ben Crump. I want to bring in our Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas, for his thoughts on what you've seen, Pierre, play out here in Memphis tonight.
David, I've had the opportunity to be out with police on numerous law enforcement actions. It's clear that this is not police work. This is brutal. And law enforcement officials today, in charging these men with second-degree murder and also kidnapping, think about that, kidnapping. They're essentially saying they took this man against his own will. And to see him punched and beaten and tased repeatedly, again, this does not resemble anything that is legitimate law enforcement work. And I can tell you tonight, law enforcement across this country in cities, major cities across this country, are hoping that the pain that the people in Memphis are feeling and in cities across this country, that they can use it constructively to peacefully protest for change. In many cities, police, unfortunately, are viewed as the occupying force. This will only reinforce that. David, I spoke with a very senior law enforcement official tonight who is aware of this video, and he said this could set law enforcement back for many years, that the notion that they're there to protect and serve is destroyed by images like this, David.
And Pierre, you and I were talking earlier today on this notion, before we go here, on this notion of what Ben Crump said, that it does not matter the color of your skin, whether you're a black officer, Hispanic officer, white officer, that this, in their words, is brutality. This awful police beating that now is being seen by so many people. But he also said, given the speed with which authorities acted in this case, that he and the family hopes that this now will be the blueprint moving forward in other cases like this where there exists extreme and graphic police body cam.
Right. The point he's making is that in so many of the other cases, there have been weeks and months to go by before any action was taken by the part of prosecutors or the police in some cases. And he's saying when you have a video that is this clear cut, you have to, for the sake of the community, take quick action. And that we will see if that will be the standard going forward. It just remains to be seen, David.
Pierre Thomas in Washington tonight. Pierre, thank you. And we're just getting word from the White House at this hour that the president is deeply pained, outraged after having had the opportunity to now view this video himself, the police video now released in Memphis. Our coverage continues on ABC News Live, abcnews.com, and of course we'll have much more later tonight on Nightline.
Sad situation, tragic situation. And for them to say this man was kidnapped. This man was kidnapped. This man, they said that this brother was kidnapped over a traffic stop. You know, I don't try to make comparisons and different things like that. And we see people like Ben Crump come out when, during situations like this. But we've been fighting for 4 years. We've been in this thing for 4 years, fighting the injustice of another brother who was kidnapped by law enforcement. No, he wasn't beaten by law enforcement, but the treatment that this brother has received since being in custody of law enforcement has been
beyond egregious. I don't to hear the officers calling this man a bitch ass nigga. Get on the ground. One officer straddling over this brother, swinging and punching as if this man was a nobody. Like man, just listening, just watching this shit is like, are you serious? Like, an officer calling a citizen in a traffic stop a bitch ass nigga. No professionalism. I've seen, and I've heard a lot of shit. I've never seen nothing like what I just witnessed on this video. I've never saw someone be treated the way that these officers treated this guy, and the fact that the guy was black and the officers were black as well. It seemed like there's some type of hostility or hidden animosity amongst these officers in this certain individual. But this man has no criminal record. Then to find out that they pulled this guy over for he did not violate. There were no violations committed. There were no violations committed for them to even pull this brother over. So, who's the most at risk in society today, man? An innocent black man.
Justin.
What's going on, huh?
Justin, can you hear me, nephew?
Yes, sir. You here?
Man, this phone, nephew. I had to go. I went in my settings and took off the 5G, so it's operating on the light 2G. I'm hoping that will hold. Yeah, but it's this 5G phone. I just gotta get me another phone next month. But I'm gonna call headquarters this week and tell them what I got going on again and see if they can just probably swap me out. Probably.
Right.
Yeah.
Something that's more convenient to work.
That's why I just once I get me a tablet and a laptop, man, I'll be Gucci. So yeah, we just got to just endure until then. But what's good? What's good? You get a chance to listen to that song by Ply?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This morning.
You saw all the time about, huh?
Yep. Most definitely. I said, and then I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, I think I have heard this song because I was a fan, a big fan when he was hot out here.
Right.
If you, I don't know if you got to see, but we saw last night the video, of the altercation with the officers and the brother, and to find out that these officers had no reason to even pull this brother over. So this brother had no reason to even be. This brother should have made it home.
Right. I heard that what the journalist said just a moment ago when you were playing that last bit of that clip. Yeah. This is getting mad. It's like, how much more we got to keep on witnessing seeing, man?
And then it's crazy part about it, but it's just like it's the thing. What the thing is, when they see other people, this is the result of not punishing the others.
Right.
this is the result you get for allowing others to get away with these type of crimes. And now you got people that sit back. Well, Bob did it, Billy did it. They didn't get. They was protected. But these brothers don't understand that just because you got on that uniform, they don't value you the same way they value Billy
Right.
or Tom.
Right.
You see, these brothers been fired already. These brothers been charged with murder already.
Right.
When have we seen it? In the past 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah.
They moving very rapidly with these brothers.
Yeah.
Tyree was a model citizen. They talk about he sold drugs, or he possibly could have been high or drunk.
Right.
But when it's Tom involved in a situation with a black civilian, they investigate the person that was pulled over more than they investigate the police that did the crime.
Yeah. 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 One of them lyrics from Pac come to my mind when you was talking. It's like you're not here to survive. It's all been a setup against us.
Facts.
You seem to wonder and question that now. You think about that, and other artists that spoke about conscious things in our community, and not so much that we the only ethnicity that experiences the hardship and the injustice. Other ethnicities go through the same thing. We're just trying to get our voice heard. And it's like when we try to do that, even in a peaceful way, you're silenced. You know what I mean? But the other counterparts blankly display a lifestyle or voice their whatever, and it's like no attention be addressed toward them. It's like, wow, what world am I living in? You know what I mean? Do I got to go through some primitive island or something, away from off the grid or something, in order to have a like Park said, a peaceful zone? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wow, what do you do with that? And how do you continually raise children in this culture atmosphere? What a challenge. What a challenge. And like you were saying the other day, that's why now this year, 2023, this is a prophetic year. Them numbers add up to 7. If you know on anything about biblical knowledge, that number of 7 is completion. So this is a prophetic year, and I have no time for no drama, no negativity, mess, none of that from no individual. We're gonna put our energy on these particular issues and continue to speak. And if there's anything we can do as far as addressing our aldermen, um, addressing our city council, our senate for our particular state, those are the steps that we can do to address our concerns, to force their hand, so to speak, to use their position that they have to address our concerns, because that's what we got you in office to do. And it's within our right as a human citizen across America, across this planet, to do that. You know what I mean? And the little trickery that's infiltrated in our communities gets us distracted. And unfortunately, a lot of us are susceptible to that because within our own self, we have some things that we're not addressing. You know what I mean? That's been laying dormant. So we just easily swayed it and used as a pawn and a puppet
Correct.
to continue to wreak havoc. You know what I mean? So when you see it, you just gotta move accordingly. But you can't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing a lot of times.
It's sad, man. It is sad. Now, you know, with this situation taking place the way that it did, now you gotta have a totally different conversation with your children. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because now we don't have to be afraid of just these cops. Now we gotta be afraid of all cops. But at the same time, it is some good cops. But it's messed up that
right.
you know you would think your child would be pulled over, or your husband or your nephew or cousin, your brother will be pulled over by some black. How did 5 cops pull over one car? That's the shit that I'm trying to understand.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't even understand that part right there. 5 cops on one police call. So when all the other crimes being committed around this area, but all y'all is here at this one call.
yeah. I don't even see that here in Shot Town like that. Unless they didn't ran something on that license plate or that person's name, and they know they're gonna need some backup. So then that's when you have other than that, a lot of times you just be one officer in the car pulling the
Right.
person over.
You might have 2 officers depending on the
Right,
training
right,
and something like that. But
right, right.
5 officers on one traffic stop for somebody who shouldn't have not even been pulled over.
Yeah,
Now, it's for the city of Memphis. At this thing, I feel like the city of Memphis need to launch an investigation into anybody that these 5 officers have came in contact with.
I agree. I
Because
agree.
it seems like they running a shady business.
Yeah, yeah. And it's been a pattern for some time, probably allegedly. Yeah.
Primo said, "Nah, that's how they roll in Tennessee. They come deep for us." Wow. What up, sis?
Well, she in the chat. Oh,
Primo,
okay.
You got time. You got time to come on, and Primo, if you got time to come on, let me know. To I want to see what you think about this situation. I seen you had put up something else about another situation. I'm not sure if that situation was in Memphis as well, but I really like to understand, like get a better understanding of the temperature of the climate of policing in Memphis and what it's like. That's crazy. You sent 5 cops out to one stop. Like y'all
Yeah.
must be overstaffed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They must be overstaffed. They can send 5 cops out to one traffic stop.
Are you familiar with the the percentage of the ethnicity in that
Okay,
particular
Prima,
state?
I'm gonna send you the link on Messenger, Prima. Hold on, let me get this link over to
Okay. Okay.
Prima. All right, go ahead. What you were saying?
No, I was finished. I was finished. Oh, I said, are you familiar with the percentage of the ethnicity in that particular state? Is it all African American? Is it a mixture?
I'm not sure. That was Prima from. So
Okay, okay. I'll let sis give us some insight on that.
yeah.
I'm just trying to understand. They targeting is it evidently, allegedly, this may be a pattern in that particular, well, with these particular officers, and also maybe that particular department.
Right, and they might be involved in all type of other type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They rolling the way that they moving, you can tell that they involved with a whole bunch of the shit that's going on in the city, man. You know, that's why I say they have to be looked into. And with them being took off the streets, a lot of shit's gonna be exposed because people ain't gonna be able to move the way they were moving no more.
Right.
I'm
Right.
quite sure they was allowing all types of shit to go on.
Yeah. Because I remember back here some time ago here in Chicago, there was some officers who was involved in burglarizing, targeting certain homes. You know what I mean? It was a big thing in the news. It got I gotta research it and find out what it, you know what I mean. But man, it's
It's
yeah. I
almost
seen
like the Harlem Night shit, you know, with Phil Canton, you know.
yeah. That's a good analogy, nephew. That's a great analogy.
So
Yeah, that was my late father's favorite movie too. That was one of his favorite movies too.
the cops control the streets. They let
Yeah.
they let who they want to hustle. They let who they want to, you know, do whatever. They getting paid. You know, they getting paid. You know, they let drugs in. And if you know whoever they work for say, look, I heard John Boy across town and set up shop, so they send them police across town to go kick in John Boy's spot. So you know what I'm saying, this is the type of shit. These officers seem like they them type of officers. What up, Derek?
What up? What up?
What's
What
going
up?
on?
Ghetto
What's
prophet.
going on, my niggas? How y'all doing?
Got my
How's
prophet in the building.
yeah? How's
Y'all show some
y'all?
love to the prophet.
How's the chat? What's going on? Chat, what's going on, peeps? You know, I'm in a different capacity. It's Saturday night,
Okay.
and I'm leaving a party, just so you know. So, you
Okay.
know,
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and get y'all right in a minute and bless y'all
Yes,
real
sir.
quick. You know what I'm saying? You know, your boy is out here. You know what I'm saying? Dressing to impress. You know what I'm saying? You know, you feel
Hey,
me? You know what I'm
I,
saying? And
I ain't mad at you.
ain't nothing to play with. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? We
sir.
got to do that.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man. So I appreciate that profit. You know what I'm saying? Because
And I
I
mean that
do.
from the depth of my soul, my brother.
You know, it's interesting, man. When you get to looking at all of these things, man. And I was talking to one of my lady friends, man, and it's, you know, these things hit close to home because of the energy that goes with what's happening here. You know, we don't get the same energy for certain things.
Right.
You know, we don't get the same energy because it's black officers. Ain't no anarchy in the streets.
Right.
And it should be, because we talking about the police in general. We want to, the corrupt police is something that we need to stop, because, you know, like we talked about last night, you know, you got, you know, these black cops that go out here and show out for the white cops. You know, just let them know that, hey, we in line, we on code, we got you. So we literally have to,
What you just said, we on code. That's a
Right.
fact.
right, you know, we on code with you, you know, Mr. White Man. We ain't gonna, you know, we ain't gonna sit up here and do, you know, what's right by our people. We gonna do what you want us to do. You know, bootlicking trustee. You know,
Wow, you say
because,
a black
you know, when the trustees, like in slavery
police
days, you
killed.
know, for real, we gotta
Man,
look at what the fuck is happening. The trustees from slavery days, them motherfuckers that snitch on you when you're running and say he went that way, boss, master, instead of letting you go ahead and get on out of there. This is what we deal with. So that in and of itself, you know that in order for white supremacy to work, you gotta have black people on board.
uh-huh.
Somebody black gotta be on board with you and ready to roll with the bullshit, you know. So when we sit here and we wonder why things go a certain way in certain cases and all that shit, because you got some rogue nigga on board. You see 5 of them
on board, beating the man to death. And the messed up thing about it, you ain't gonna get these 5 black men, police officers ain't gonna get the same privileges as a Derek Chauvin, as the ones who beat up Rodney King and Mike Brown and so on and so forth and so on.
All of them. It's clear. Look how Derek Chauvin them. They had to go get them from their home. A week later, they ain't know the man had fled the state. Man, they locked these officers up right away. Murder, right?
Right.
Right. It goes back to the black officer. Work. A serious call later. He gets to the call. Go in. Now, nobody. He going right.
Right.
He telling somebody in the dark. He gets next. He get found guilty. Her family awarded money.
Right. And I would say our outrage need to be across the board. It at this particular point, it ain't got a damn thing to do with black versus white or none of that shit. We need to be outraged at the fucking outrageous.
Right.
All this outrageous bullshit. I need the motherfucker to blow their whistle and throw their fucking flag because there's a penalty on the play. Something happened. Y'all did some bullshit. And, it's crazy because, like I said, there's no way. I'm telling you, it's going to come out. You say I'm a prophet. Here we go, damn it. It's going to come out.
Yep.
One of these niggas know that dude that they just killed.
Right.
You heard it say, you bitch ass nigga. Like, I'm like, how are you talking to somebody like that?
Right.
I'm talking about reckless.
Like,
that's reckless conversation. Them fighting words.
Like, man, this shit crazy.
You coming at somebody with fighting words. You call me a bitch ass nigga, I'm gonna show you that I'm not.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Shit. I keep a pistol on me on the regular every day. I forget my draws before I forget my pistol.
Right.
So you're not finna come at me reckless unless you know me.
Right.
They say it's better to have it than to not have it. It's better to not need it than have it, and to need it than not have it. Gotta have it.
Absolutely. I'm an American citizen and proud gun owner with a license. Damn it. I ain't got time for none of this shit. Motherfucker, I'll pop a motherfucker and start crying when the police come. Like, I ain't never trying to hurt nobody, officer. I swear to God.
Then the man was they say the man was kidnapped. Not saying he was arrested. Not saying he was detained. He was never read his Miranda rights. None of this shit. Man, there's so many violations. It's ridiculous.
Fam, it was about a female, dog. I'm telling you. Look, hey, just like I said, Azriel was mad about some information. This is about a female, bro. This is about a chick. Ain't no nigga gonna act like that. And then you got 4 other bitch ass niggas following up behind your ass. It was probably a sergeant that was messing around with a little young thing, and she done put it all on him, and he in his fucking feelings, and he see the motherfucker that's really dropping the D on her. Oh, nigga, get out the car, you little bitch ass nigga. Swear to God, look, man, come on.
It's crazy though. I never seen no shit like that ever in my life. You know what I'm saying? Never.
I mean, come on. I mean, at some point in this world, we have to use our common sense. Some shit you ain't even got to speculate. Some shit you can just look at.
You should have the same outrage towards police brutality you can't look at it and say it's a white or a black thing. This is police brutality, bro. Police
Don't be
brutality don't
confused.
have a
Don't get it twisted. All 5 of them niggas is coons. All 5 of them niggas might as well be white.
Right.
They might as well. They're blue. They blue to the motherfucker.
Let me say this. I agree with everything. I'm not going to dispute anything, but I'm going to add this. In my personal experience, being 57 coming this year, I've had
Yeah.
situations where we was in front of a friend's house. My brother-in-law was with me. I was driving. It was my vehicle. I was off work. We just sitting and chilling in the summertime. You know, the slickers come through. You know, they riding the hood and doing what they do best. So they come pull up on us. So it's a mixture. It's some Caucasian officer and some African American officers. Do you not know the African American officer was doing way beyond the most, but it was the Caucasian officer that was gracious toward us and was trying to expedite the situation and really kill what the dude was on. That really helped us out. Another call came over their radio and a black officer up. Let's go get them. So they was just riding around, and it seemed to us that the black officer was just. I mean, I don't know if they had a higher position than them. I don't know. I can't remember that. It's been some years ago, but they was the one who was doing the most. I'm like, wow. I've had situations where a Caucasian officer in a white shirt stopped me, and I was dead wrong in the car. And they gave me a blessing and gave me grace. And then there's been another situation where the black officer stopped me and did nothing wrong. I was on my way home, and they got me. I was trying to let them cross while go down the street. I'm like, man, I don't want them to get behind me, man. I'm not too far from the crib there. Soon I want to cross
Mhm.
because they wouldn't go across. I'm like, ugh. I looked myself. I knew they were gonna get behind me, man. But I'm like, I'm clean. I'm legit, so I ain't got no problem. I guess they noticed it was an older cat, and the dude said the reason he's checked this out there, two black officers, and they slip boys. He said the reason he stopped me is because I didn't have a light shining on my license plate. It was out. That's the reason why he stopped me.
Oh
Bull,
yeah,
bull.
bullshit ass reasons.
You was out here looking to these young Thundercats that was out here moving around doing dumb stuff, and you thought I was one of them because I had a truck that's similar to these young guys to be moving around in. And so you just stopped me on that. But when he saw I was the older cat, I guess maybe they calmed him down. So I got this routine that I do. When they get behind me, this is something I do. When they get behind me, I know I'm about to be stopped or something like that. If it happens, when I pull that car over, simultaneously, all my interior lights are on, all my windows are down, my key is out of the ignition and through the dashboard, and my hands are locked on top of each other in a 12 o'clock position. I started doing that because I had officer friends that are cool, that I do know through the family and all of that, that disarms them because they are trained to assess and get control of the situation. The way I just demonstrated that and explained that, they already know. So the officer that's coming up on the passenger side, he got full view, can see everything. Man, I ain't trying to have no smoke. I want y'all to go home to y'all family, and I'm going home in mine. That's in my mind. I ain't giving them no lip. I ain't giving them no back because I already know what a lot of their mind at because of how they're trained and what they're taught in the academy, especially here in Chicago. All our rough neighborhoods, the gang neighborhoods, all those particular districts in Chicago, they are called training districts. So when these people come from other places, the other cities, come here to join this police department, that's where they take them. Then the other nice areas, where the upscale areas, you know what I'm talking about, Derek, those are the
Yep.
retirement districts. And this is coming from a
Mhm.
former retired Chicago police officer that said this.
What's up, sis Prima? Prima in here, y'all. We gonna let Prima
What's
get
up?
in.
What's up,
She might
everybody?
not have. you might not have much
Hey,
time.
prima donna, how you doing, baby? How you doing
Bless her,
today?
bless her, prima donna, my sister. Bless you.
What up, sis? How you doing?
Unc had some question. Unc, you had a
Jump
question earlier,
quick.
right?
Somebody made a valid point, and it was basically um how deep they pull up, when they pull you over. Well,
Oh,
around here, I don't know if a lot of people are peep game or not, but if you get pulled over, for example, and you see somebody come with a backup, you're expected to see police officers with at least one backup, right?
Right.
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 But when you start seeing 2, 3, 4 cars pull up, somebody going to jail. They let you know right there. Somebody going to jail. They
Right.
finna search. They finna go into all of that. But the major point that I was making on my channel is that I just find it very funny that people are so outraged with this specific situation because individuals from the outside are coming in talking about protesting and all that. And I guess that's cool. But my thing is, what is it gonna solve when everybody from here knows this is the shit we see every day?
Yeah.
Now I can sit here and tell you story after all these traffic stops that end in fatalities because these officers walking around with these guns act like they scared. So if they so scared, why they got these guns that obviously they don't know how to control? But even if they don't use the weapons and they start weaponizing their hands and other things, teaming up on people, as we have seen, this is the reason why I feel like a lot of tax-paying citizens ought to start going to these little city council meetings and stuff like that and demanding audits and stuff like that, because that will put a lot of corruption that's being shielded on the front street. A lot of the illegal activities, if I swear to God, if people start requesting audits in their cities, you will see a lot of corruption.
Yes. I alluded to that earlier, prima donna.
So like the Rodney Hess situation, this guy, okay, I talked about him 4 years ago because I was on his live. I watched this whole scene play out, and I see people on the internet now playing with mental health. And I guess if people want to act like they interested, that's cool. But my thing is, a lot of us colored, brown skinned people, we have a lot of undiagnosed traumas that
Yeah.
a lot of people will disregard. So when Rodney Hess was having an episode and he had common sense to at least know he wanted to talk to the higher ups, the man in the chain of command, when these people just started doing the most and ignoring what he wanted and it ended in a fatality, I didn't see none of these advocates coming in to talk about him. It was a guy in Humboldt, Tennessee. He was running from the police. That means he wasn't a threat, right? Got shot in the back. Wasn't no
Mm,
protest. Wasn't
mm.
none of that. It's so many stories y'all could easily look up. Traffic stops ending in fatalities because what they do in the South, they'll sit here and target and profile individuals, run their tags. Let's see if you got insurance. Let's see if you got your license. Shit like that. Now I got probable cause to stop you. This the
Right.
shit I don't like about the law, that some people want to pick and choose like they advocate for, but clearly this shit ain't for us.
Nah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and to speak on the protest and shit, every time a major crime like this goes on in cities, the protesters, 90% of them is not gonna be from the city that the incident happened in. They gonna be from out of state. When I lived in Minnesota during a George Floyd protest, most of the protesters they was arrested, they wasn't even from Minnesota. They wasn't even from Minneapolis.
Hmm.
They was from out of state.
Yeah. Hmm.
So you got people who take out
So that was another
people sit back and say,
coming in. A lot of these people talking shit, y'all ain't from here. Because if y'all did, y'all wouldn't be outraged about shit we see every fucking day. Okay? Now,
Yeah.
these outside voices will come in and want to push what they say we should be doing and what we should be feeling. But at the end of the day, we all know we just going to get a quick little pacifier. Ain't nothing going to change. And it's going to be back to business. These people be trying to reach their quotas off of us.
Yeah.
right.
Think about it. They put us on probation. Let's say they pull you all over with a traffic stop. They find marijuana. Now you got court fines, you got probation fees, you got all this shit for a $5 blunt.
Yep. Yep.
Now in certain states, they have to be a certain amount for them
Right.
for them to write a ticket. You got to have over a certain amount.
Man, that's at their discretion. See, that's that other word that people don't know about in the South. It's their discretion to do what the fuck they want to do. Whether you got an ounce, whether you got 2 ounces, whether you got a blunt, it don't matter. It
Right.
really don't. The probable cause kicks in if they pull up to your car and act like they smell something, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if they don't smell nothing and you don't know your rights? So you say, yeah, I smoked earlier, or I did this, or I did that. You fucked yourself up.
Yep.
I mean, hey,
Yep.
Prima Donna, I mean, it was like this, like in Atlanta, a couple of years ago, they did an exclusive about an officer that was literally like looking into people's eyes and saying, okay, by what I see, it seemed like you done smoked some marijuana, so you under arrest. And you going to jail. And ain't found shit in the car.
Right.
So they actually call themselves training these officers to be able to look in your eyes, look at your pupils, and now they can be a doctor on the scene and say, okay, this person's high. So, I mean, it's crazy because you don't have the credentials to even do this type of shit, but you have people to lose their lives, lose their jobs, all of this because of the whim of an officer.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, just on the whim of an officer or a detective or whoever, you got to literally worry about losing your life and your freedom. So, you know, I don't, and it's crazy because where is the end in sight? Where is the, what can we do at this particular point? Because now as we look at it, the black cops are just as bad, if not worse, than the white ones.
Yeah.
I was just telling somebody this earlier. In every situation I've encountered, I get more love from Caucasian cops than black.
Yeah.
When I
Big Von, didn't I say
told
that
my
yesterday?
I think I told my audience that when I was pregnant, I don't know if people remember, I got arrested because Department of Homeland Security pulled my license and didn't notify me. So 3 black officers pulled me over. They could have gave me a citation, but guess what? They decided to take me to jail. Not only that, they put me on a 10-day hold. So I had to sit in jail for 10 days on some bullshit that got dismissed, then turn around. Like I said, it's all a way to get their quota. They ain't even studying the fact that all this is ridiculous.
I got a question for you, Pre. How do you feel? How do you feel the show first has impacted Memphis? Do you think First 48 was a good thing for Memphis, or do you think just what's your thoughts on that?
I don't think it really makes a difference. It gives people a little insight to what's going on in Memphis. But again, we all know the history and how Martin Luther King came and did this and did that. And if people come to Memphis, you will see how they're gentrifying a whole lot of shit out here. Now, now they can present these scenarios to the world and make them stereotype us, or people could just start to peep game. Like it's the perception they want to put out there. That gives people ammunition to stereotype. They don't feel so bad about profiling you.
Absolutely. That's absolutely 100% correct.
Let me
That's
say this to my sister, Prima Donna, because I know she don't have that much time. Just off the subject, Miss Prima Donna, I'm an OG in this game called life. I'll be 57 this year. I've been listening to you from day one. I have 5 sisters, and all of us love each other. Got a couple of brothers. No disrespect. We all love. We all have our type things. I have listened to you, and you have been an inspiration and a blessing to me as a man. Just trying to become the better version of me, some wonderful wisdom and insight. I've always missed you trying to come into the chat, but I just want to thank God for you. I thank the heart behind all that you do, and you continue to push forward and you stay focused, and we can continue to send prayers up for you and your family and your children. You have been an asset beyond your understanding, and I just needed to get that and say that right there. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
And
Yeah,
they
that
use the
prima donna
whole
know she
George
all
Floyd
right though, man. I'm telling you.
to gentrify Minneapolis. I told people like living up there as long as I lived up there, I knew what happened. You go to Minneapolis right now, compared to before George Floyd, compared to now. They cleaned the inner city. They pushed all of the public housing out of the inner city to the suburbs. Now all the suburban people are in the inner city. They cleaned the downtown area up. They put new soccer stadium, basketball stadium, football stadium, baseball stadium, all that new shit. So now they raised the cost of living up in the inner city. Now you got to have a credit score of 650 or higher to even qualify to live in these areas. There once
Right.
was areas where public housing was at 4 or 5
Right.
years ago. You know, so they took full advantage of the situation with this George Floyd, with this gentrification shit.
Right.
And people look at the building that was burned down. They burned down nothing but these buildings that was burned down. I bet
Yeah.
you 90.
Y'all don't think that was the plan?
It was all right.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Y'all
Matter
don't
That's
think that
exactly
was the
what it
plan?
was. That's
That's what
exactly
I'm
what it
saying
was.
about this shit right here. Like, if y'all go look up right now, it's a whole lot of landlords. They trying to get a whole lot of evictions. They getting all this stuff to get people out their way, because they done bought up all these properties in the midst of COVID. Now they just keep all these distractions and everybody emotions. They're all over the place. But watch what I tell you. You're gonna be hearing about these housing problems in the next few weeks.
And I
Absolutely.
heard
Now, I'll be honest with you. I've lived in a apartment complex for about 5 years now. Why have I had 4 property managers?
Wow.
Right. And then they be subleasing these places they buy. I didn't even know that until 2 days ago. Somebody
But
let
not
me
to
know that.
us. Not to
Yeah.
us. They'll
But
let
let us sublease.
they'll
Let
let
us do that.
Indians come. Indians can come and do this shit.
Yeah.
Right.
They doing here that in Chicago. Yep. They did
The
that in Cabrini.
Indians can sublet, and they'll run a gas station down the street from an apartment. And I'm
Yep.
telling you this because this
Yep.
is happening right now in my life. Um,
Yep.
there's an Arabian couple or Indian couple that lives in an apartment complex that runs the gas station on the corner. They sublet when the other people left, and they came and moved right the fuck in. That's some shit that our black asses can't do.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't do it. But they ain't saying shit to these people. They still living there.
Hmm.
And it's
Wow.
crazy because there's a lot of shit. You when you come from overseas, and I get tired of hearing people that come from overseas talk about what they can't do. I'm like, damn it, you get more opportunities and advantages than any black man or woman has ever gotten in America. Are you shitting me?
Exactly. Like, they do shit like they'll buy a spot. They'll keep it for a while. They'll pass it to their cousin, their uncle. They'll just keep doing that. They ain't gotta pay no taxes. Meanwhile, our black ass sitting here still talking about we black, ain't got no rights, and wondering why we still in the same position.
Shit, because we don't fight for nothing but some bullshit.
Yep.
Fact.
Yep. Yep.
We ain't fighting for nothing but some bullshit. When we see clear injustices, we don't speak on the shit, even when it's our fucking people doing it. Especially when it's our people doing it, then we want to get fucking quiet.
Yeah.
But if,
Right.
just like with the R.Kelly scenario, if it was a bunch of white women accusing this man, black people would be outraged, losing their mind.
Right.
Hell no.
Woo, boy, you just said some shit just then.
Did.
Mm.
Told you.
Right.
You know,
Damn,
it
dude.
pisses me off and it bothers me when I go into a Walmart or any store and see some Elvis shit front and center.
Mm.
Front and
Not
center.
even They don't even start that one, bro.
Front and
You already
center.
know.
I promise you, it vexes my soul because I'm like, y'all act like y'all don't know what this man did.
I promise you, I thought about this. I swear to God, it took everything in me. I was plotting on this. When R. Kelly first got arrested, I said, I guarantee you I go viral if I go down there to Graceland and write Free R. Kelly on that motherfucking plane. I bet I will. I bet I will.
Like, what the hell?
I bet I will.
What the hell? And you know what?
Oh, prima donna.
Talk all of this shit, which a lot of it is true, about how when you accused of things like pedophilia or rape or anything like that, that when you go to jail, it's hard on you. Now, the man been convicted. Why is he still able to sit up and speak and talk and motherfuckers walking past him like ain't no fucking problems?
Oh, here go the highlight of everything that I knew these people were crazy. So in the paperwork, y'all tell the government and all these people this man is sadistic. This man is out here preying on children and women. All this, right? So when I flip the script and say, well, it seemed like to me the liability would be with Sony and these corporations. Why people didn't catch what I'm saying?
Right.
That was common sense right there, right? The liability would be on who?
Right. So
okay.
Think about this, Prima. You seen Sparkle, the movie
right.
Sparkle. Now, when the producer at Atlantic Records met with them, he was like, I want to see you in the light of day. These people want to know every single thing and facet of your life. They want to know who in the hell they're dealing with. This ain't no $20 hour gig. These people are trying to make millions.
Right.
So they need to know what they're dealing with. So trust and believe me, ain't no record company gonna back an individual. Screw all of the 30 years. Let's talk about it until 2012. Jive Records is not gonna back an individual up until 2012. And they doing all of this shit. It's got to be some level of checks and balances in this.
Well said.
Yep.
There has to be. There is nothing. These people know every breath you make and every shit you take, and don't ever get it twisted. Barry Hankerson was running around like a crazy person back in the 90s, chasing after him, Aaliyah, Timberland, Magoo, and everything.
Yep.
So
they don't talk about him.
Yep. And also, oh, by the way, what up, panel? What up to everybody?
What up,
man? I'm gonna head out. I was thinking about that whole scenario that you just brought up. I mean, here they are making a movie about Elvis, but then at the same time, let's see, Michael Jackson, king of pop. R. Kelly, king of R&B. Rick James, the king of funk. But the only king they want to celebrate is Elvis. Prima, I would be mad at you if you went up there to Graceland and spray painted up Free R. Kelly on it.
I wouldn't be mad. I like it. I love it. Shit. We got to get some bail money for Prima Donna. Shit.
The super chat up for it right now.
Let's get some preemptive bail money popping off.
Didn't sit too long. Shit, Prima coming home. I told y'all niggas.
Hey, real. Hey, look. If it ain't Prima Donna, Dana J, or Leave Out for Kelly, I don't even want to see it.
You know they gonna be bad to motherfucker.
Oh shit! Oh my god! You know what? And let's just keep it all the way a bean here. Prima, like I said, I've been listening to you for day one too. And one thing that I told Big Bite is, one thing that really tripped me out. Me and Angelo had a conversation that you ended up putting in one of your videos, because this bastard sat here and was docile and was like a little girl and didn't say nothing until this man got locked up. And I'm like, bro, if it's about your daughter, I've been seeing you being quiet.
Yeah.
If it was really about your shorty, why did you wait till this man get locked up to want to run your mouth?
Good point.
See, that's why they be slipping and tripping, because I use their own words to bring back to light. I listen to the shit they say, and then I wanna let y'all hear again what they originally said compared to what they saying now.
Right.
You know what? One thing that I like about you, what I like about Big Vi, common sense commentary.
Yeah. That's it.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Common sense commentary. One of the main things that happened to me is when Surviving R.Kelly went off, my feelings was hurt because I knew he was going. I knew it.
You said what, Beth?
He said when Surviving R.Kelly went off, I said, you ain't keep that shit going.
I didn't keep that shit going. But I knew well he was going to. You know why? Because of its design.
They should have let that shit go. That's what they should have did.
It was because of the design. Now, one thing that I did know for sure is that it was all a social media thing.
Yep.
Right.
Funny how
Right.
most of the bloggers, when they come out, the first persons they go after is Angelo and Tasha K.
Yep.
If you ever noticed that, if you ever
Yep.
paid attention to it, any new blogger from, I'm not talking about 2019, I'm talking about 2020, 2021, 2022.
Right.
They
Right.
all like, oh my God, what the hell is going on with Tasha K and Angelo and then this shit? Because of the simple fact that none of that in that area is correct. It's
Right.
all jacked up. There's no way in the world that a person can be sued by another person for trying to extort and false stories, all this shit that Cardi B sued her and got a $4 million judgment against
Right.
this woman, and you ain't did it to nobody else. This is your practice. This is how
Right.
you roll.
Yeah.
It's definitely how you roll. So it's no problem for you to go to a BOP officer or a BOP officer come to you because you've been abused as a child, as a child, and now R. Kelly got to pay for your uncle being a creep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been one of my biggest problems. Why the hell R. Kelly got to pay for your uncle being a creep, or your daddy being a creep, or your mama letting her friend, who she called your uncle, be a damn creep with you? Why this man got to pay for that?
Did you see this lie yesterday? Prima, you heard this lie? I'm quite sure you heard this lie. Let me see.
Angeline and Timothy Savage say it's been nearly 2.5 years since they last saw their daughter, Joycelyn, in person. They say Joycelyn enjoyed singing growing up, and they believed R. Kelly could help their daughter with her professional career. Kelly was acquitted of child pornography charges in 2008.
So you felt comfortable because he had been acquitted of the charges?
Not only had been acquitted of charges, but I felt comfortable because of I at the time, I wish I didn't, but I separated the artist from the man.
The Savages say Joycelyn first met R. Kelly at one of his shows in 2015. Kelly claims Joycelyn's father brought her to the concert.
I didn't go looking for a Jocelyn Savage. I was doing my show. He brought her and asked a friend of mine to put her on the stage with R. Kelly. Never have that ever happened.
So you didn't bring her to the show?
No, I did not.
Have you met R. Kelly?
I've never met Mr. Kelly.
You have never met R. Kelly?
Never in my entire life met Mr. Kelly. I've only talked to him one time on the phone. And that one time, you know what he told me? He said, "You."
So, Jungela said she never met R. Kelly. She sitting up behind you. If I had it bigger, you could see her on the side of Tim shaking her head like, no.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Gail knew they asses was lying.
Hey, look, if you really, really want to know, her father dropped her off at my show. Straight up to the friend.
I can't believe these fools out here.
Okay, quit playing with me. The thing about it is when you look at, okay, let's use our common sense real quick. When you look at what a person says, and it doesn't deviate from year to year to year to year, but then you get Elisa Van Allen. Then her story changes from day to day, and Geronda Pace and all these people. But R. Kelly's story has remained the same.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Remained the same. People are not understanding that. People are not understanding that this has been one big scam. The American public has been scammed with this.
Right.
Been scammed with. I got a picture of Aaliyah's signature. Don't look shit like what was on that fucking marriage license.
Right.
Are you serious?
Well, all the handwriting on the marriage license was the same.
Don't
Right.
and I got a signature. R. Kelly's don't look shit like was on that marriage license. So you mean to tell me that all these people, a teenager and an adult, is writing in manuscript?
Okay.
You got to be kidding me. As much as back, I'm Aaliyah's age, if she was still alive, okay? And they was pushing cursive on our asses. There is no way that would have been on that marriage license.
This how I know this some new age shit, because now they don't teach cursive no more. So that show us they probably some of these No Child Left Behind students that did this shit. Because number one, the clip that Big Vi just put out. Now, if you go to the receipts that I keep putting out, Tim Savage in 2014, before Joycelyn met R. Kelly, was sharing what? Torre's interview with R. Kelly. So we not finna sit here and backtrack and act like, well, I thought not that. No. And second thing is, you came out here to the public pushing Don Russell out to the forefront, knowing you was dealing with Cheryl Mack, Kevin Giles, and all these other people who you wanted to skirt away from in the public's eyes until you got the beefing with Angelo about the Mason guy. Okay. So when I see these people that just focus on certain facts, they ain't read no paperwork, and they not comprehending how Tasha K, she wanted the credit for breaking all these R. Kelly stories. Then she turned right back around and exposed every last one of them because she wanted to prove her news is real.
Yeah, now the thing about it is, I'm trying to figure out something that's been bothering the hell out of me. Now, R. Kelly said out of his own mouth that girl came up to that jailhouse talking about text message and email.
Right.
I got to know what day that was. If that was January 8th, we got a problem.
He said what it was.
He clearly said after being shown this information, she fought his other girlfriend. Who else he talking about?
Good Lord.
And he went, fought his girlfriend, called the FBI all the same day.
Let's break that down, because see, people ain't really breaking that down, because you got to break it down in two pieces, because you got what was on Instagram and you have what was on Precedence.
See, Precedence was the cover up for her stealing the money.
No, it didn't cover up shit for me. It exposed a lot.
But what I'm saying is this, though.
What it exposed to me was
have to go back to what she did. Why was Precedence even created? She had the money and fucking said fuck him and Joy and left anyway. So Precedence was something to redirect people's attention to make it seem like it's about some other shit. When R. Kelly telling you what was
at the end of the day, if you pay attention, I don't give a damn what they was trying to do. Let me tell you what they did. They put a scorned woman out there in the forefront talking about it. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense that she still fucking Sean. How the fuck you know that? I'm like, how the hell you know that? If you know any damn thing. And all this, and I wouldn't be with 18 and this, that, and the fifth, and la. And then you go to Instagram and how she just upset walking through the house. I'm like, nah, that's scorn. That ain't abuse. You pissed. And the reason you pissed is because he chose that girl right there over you, because you got a cocaine habit. You've been snorting up his money instead of giving it to the lawyers.
But then if R. Kelly never come out and tell the people that they did the shit that they did, R. Kelly put the pieces to the puzzle himself.
The problem that has been with R. Kelly my whole life, most of my life, has been that he has been frozen in fear to speak.
Yeah, I agree.
That's been my biggest problem with him, because you could have quelled all this shit years ago.
Yeah. I think if you look at all these fake prophets and prayer wars out here, I think that's your explanation.
Yeah.
If you keep it all the way a bit, Keep it all the way funky. Or in these contracts where in your contract it says that you don't speak. You allow somebody else to speak for you. You got to think about it. Once they realize that this man couldn't comprehend, he could read, but his comprehension level wasn't anywhere.
Right.
Okay? Once they realize that, they put all type of shit in his contract. All type of stupid shit to trip him up.
Have y'all ever stopped and asked why all these celebrities selling their masters and stuff now after seeing what happened to R. Kelly?
They don't want no damn more.
Oh,
I don't want to die, go to jail for that shit.
I got the clip from J-Rock, what J-Rock produced last night. I went back and edited and did what I had to do to present it. I don't know if you caught it, Prima. J-Rock presented some critical information last night.
Yeah.
From an interview these guys did. They talk about the death of the label and talk about the master recordings and things like that.
Right.
Yeah, Prima, it was last night. It was from a show on Blog Talk Radio called The Middleman. This show was over almost a decade ago.
Okay, I'm gonna go look. I didn't even know you had a channel. Well, I know you got a channel because of course you own her, but I'm saying I didn't know you uploaded content.
Well, I didn't upload it. What I did was I played it over the live yesterday, and then I forwarded it over to Vi.
I got it. I got it
But
ready.
Vi said he got it, so
I got it
because I sent it to
you
him last
got time? I can play it if you got time. I can play it if you got time. You want to hear?
That man got time.
Yeah, you can go ahead. I'm about to take these cookies out, but you can go ahead.
Oh, something good.
Oh, since you said that, let's segue right there. Then we gonna play the video.
Cookie, I'm a cookie monster. Break your back, crack it open like a lobster. Cookie, I'm a cookie monster. Break your back, crack it open like a lobster.
Something good. Something good.
Y'all would have get them strawberry lemonades. I'm telling y'all. Well, here we go.
The Middleman presents Talk of the Town with Nick Eden. Today we are talking about the death of the major label, 2013. Now we always say, 2012, that's the end of the world. Well, I don't know about that. Because the Bible that I read says that no man knows the hour of the day. But anyway, 2013, why is that the death of the major label? Well, if you take a look at that description, it says very clearly, Lava Lamb's Happy Days, Mood Rings, MASH, and Jimmy Carter's Playboy interview weren't the only thing to come out of the 70s. In addition, copyright laws revised by the U.S. government granting artists and songwriters termination rights. The law states that 35 years after 1978, the recordings and songs owned by record labels or publishers will revert back to the artist or songwriter regardless of if the artist or songwriter was recouped, unrecouped, or whatever. What does this mean for major recording companies? How will this affect the families of the deceased artists and songwriters? And how will this benefit emerging artists? Now, let me break this down for you, exactly what this means. And you want to know what's so crazy about this? Kevin, I had a couple people that I wanted to come in and talk about this topic today. Mm-hmm. And I got a lot of yeses. We were going to have an action-packed show. Okay. At the last minute, every last one of them just mysteriously pulled out. Why? Well, one person did go, anonymous. An attorney based in Atlanta, works for a very prestigious firm. And basically what I was told was that because of the fact that the RIAA, for those of you who do not know, that is the Recording Industry Association of America, because of the RIAA's adamant
being adamant about this copyright law not hitting in 2013 like it was originally planned. They are severely cracking down on a lot of music industry professionals, and we all know that this is a business that's based on relationships, and they're cracking down on a lot of them. And there are a lot of people that just flat out do not want to speak about this copyright law. Let me break down what this means for all of you aspiring artists out there, for you songwriters, and if any of you have any questions, definitely give us a call at 718-508-9972. If you're already on the line, you hit that number 1. If you're on Skype, you go ahead and hit that button, and it'll bring you right, and we'll bring you right in. What this means is that any song from 1978 and back had a 35-year, basically labels had 35 years to do with whatever they needed to do with these songs. 35 years after 1978 is 2013, which means in 2013, in all of those songs, the ownership of those songs are going to go back to the songwriters who originally wrote the songs. Now, this means a lot of great stuff for those songwriters, because as we know, there were a lot of songwriters that got kind of screwed over. You know, people were messed out of their publishing, but all that is not going to matter after 2013. And the crazy thing about that is, every year after 2013, another batch of songs is going to go back to its original owners. Now, we all know that major labels, right now, they're not making that much money off of new recordings. They're not. And don't let anybody fool you and say they're not making any money at all. But in comparison to what they were making in the 90s, 80s, and 70s, they're not making anywhere near. What they are doing is they're putting out a lot of catalog releases, i.e., you're ever at home, you're watching TV late at night, and you get that, the best of Motown, the best of Stax, the best of Marvin Gaye, the best of the Miracles. You know, we see those old, we see the Body and Soul compilations, the very popular, now that's what I call music series. These are all considered catalog releases. These are recordings that the labels already own. They just repackage them, reorganize the track listing, and they put it out there. Run a couple of commercials, and people, for nostalgic reasons, they go and they buy these CDs over and over and over again. This is how the labels have been staying afloat. After 2013, they will not be able to just freely use those songs like that. After 2013, they are going to have to license the songs from the songwriters. Now, let's put this into more layman's terms. Yeah, let's say that you wrote a song in 1965, and no, y'all, Kevin is not that old.
Okay.
But let's say you wrote a song in 1965. You took it to a label. They say, you know what, Kevin, we like your song. We're going to put your single out, and we're going to have you all over the place. They gave you a bad deal. They got control of your publishing, just everything, just everything.
Okay.
Yeah, just gave you a boot, and then on top of that, they say, well, it didn't sell like we wanted to, so you still owe us money. We haven't recouped the money that we spent on you.
Right.
So now here comes 2013, and Kevin's family is saying, well, hey, we are in control of his estate. The song now reverts back to us. So you can't use this anymore. If you want to use this song again, regardless of whether you recoup on what you need to get from him, the song now belongs to us. You're going to have to pay us a licensing fee in order to use the song for your, now that's what I call music, and this and that. And this is essentially what's going to kill the major. Now, am I saying that major labels are going to be completely dead? No. What I'm saying is that the system that major labels use today is going to be completely obsolete once this occurs, because they can't rely on those classic catalog recordings anymore. What do you think about this, guys? Let me know.
Man.
Universal Music Group owns most of R.Kelly's publishing. So, when we think about that, right, we think of the connection between Sony and BBC doing the first documentary. And now we have a connection between Surviving R. Kelly and Universal, which did the major documentary. Well, actually, they did about 3 of them, didn't they? Surviving R. Kelly 1, Surviving R. Kelly 2, Surviving R. Kelly, The Impact.
About 3 or 4. Yeah.
Now, you got the two biggest music companies in the music industry. Universal Music Group, which is number one. Sony Music Entertainment is number two. However, when you talk about publishing, they switch places. Sony Music Entertainment owns the biggest publishing company, which is Sony Music Publishing. And Universal Publishing is the second biggest publishing company. These two companies, and I know Warner Music, they own some of R. Kelly's publishing as well. So let's not leave them out of this. But these two companies specifically, Sony, who owns R. Kelly's masters, and Universal, who owns most of R. Kelly's publishing, both of them have connections to these documentaries that were responsible for flipping the public's mind, getting the public against R. Kelly, where the public is thinking that R. Kelly, they made you think like he has this history, some sort of history of dealing with minor girls, which if you really do your research, you'll realize that that's not true. What there is there's rumors, and it isn't that many. It's not 30 years of rumors. It's only a allegation of a marriage, and then a allegation of a sex tape that he went to trial for in 2008 and he was acquitted. Other than that, the only other thing that comes to mind is that bogus rumor in 2017, the same year that all this nonsense got started, which is the same year that would make R. Kelly's 25th year in the music industry after his original release date, born into the 90s in 1992. And of course, once you're in the business for 25 years, that's when you can put in the notice to the label saying, I want my masters back. All right?
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
All right, so he said 2013, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
Yep.
2014, that's when Daryl McDavid got fired, right?
Right.
2015, that's when Geronda Pace realized or tried to resue R. Kelly for not getting so-called payments.
Right.
Now, another thing that hold on.
I removed you. I removed it. You came up on there twice.
Okay, I had to close that window. So, one of the collages I put out there, if you recall, I put Universal's on there, Warner, and Sony, the big three. All three of them are holding R. Kelly's publishings and masters and whatnot.
Absolutely.
So that's one thing that I feel like a lot of people are missing in the equation is everybody got all this energy for Sony, but guess what?
Warner
You got
Brothers
other contracts
too, because people don't understand that I Believe I Can Fly was done on Warner Brothers.
Right.
Because that was a Warner Brothers movie, because everybody knows that Looney Tunes is Warner Brothers.
Right.
So, and that's his biggest song. That's the I Don't Have to Work No More song.
Right.
That's like when James Ingram did a Pretty Young Thing for Michael Jackson. He never had to really work again. Because it was Michael Jackson.
Right.
And R. Kelly got so many I Don't Have to Work No More songs that he did for other people.
Right.
Right.
But what happens if the people that were handling your business done signed over your shit?
Right.
Done mismanaged your intellectual property.
Right.
And you mutually agreed to separate from Sony, but you still in contract with Warner and Universal.
Not to mention Zamba, Tav Dash.
And the thing is, people did all that for RCA to drop R. Kelly, but guess who's still getting copyrights on his music?
RCA.
Right.
Wow. Yep.
Hey, but they claim he signed his publishing over to a Lil Mama to be quiet.
No, he did not.
Oh, you heard that? You heard that?
Kelly really got any rights
He
to?
signed over the rights to the first 3 albums. I
No.
in my head like,
Listen,
yo,
the
get
only
out
thing
of
that R.
here.
Kelly really got any rights to in this world is age ain't nothing but a number. Because
Right.
Jive Records wouldn't even allow Barry Hankerson to touch it.
Mm.
That's what caused the problem.
Mm.
That's
Says
why
not for not.
that was the only thing for years that was on any platform.
You right. You definitely right. You
Hey,
definitely right. Because all
the
her other albums was not, you got what I'm saying?
and think about it. Barry Hankerson knew what the hell he was doing. You got to think about it. The only song that Barry Hankerson has an actual byline where it says written by is She's Got That Vibe. And the only thing that's in there that might not have been in there is Little Cute Aaliyah's Got It. Really?
Facts.
Look it up.
And
Look
see,
it up.
you know what?
D, it's crazy you say that, D, because I was listening to the song with my girl. And I'm like, yo, you hear this, babe? I'm like, yo, hold up. And y'all mean to tell me her uncle, like, he just threw that in there and that was cool?
Right. That's just like, for me, like,
But pause right there for 1 second and let's factor in. Let's put all the fact that all these people in the 90s and coming up were obviously mishandling his fortune. Now you got 2015, you got Cheryl Mack getting credits on his music and stuff like that, which was a red flag to me.
Right.
And people don't want to talk about that. So she want to come and be a witness after she had access to bank accounts, debit cards, and all this other stuff that she supposedly had in these girlfriends' names. So how does it make sense to let her be the witness to condemn this man as part of this enterprise?
And let's keep it all the way funky. One of the things they tried to do is make it seem like none of these women knew each other, and none of these women knew this, and none of these women knew that. But I got a funny feeling that Alice and Cheryl knew each other pretty freaking well. Because how would you feel comfortable to drive 9 hours not knowing if you got a place to stay to go see R. Kelly? Really?
And
You
Scorn
had to have had an end. You
Scorn
had
is the employee. Scorn is anybody that he cut off.
Yeah, even in that, let's hypothetically say they didn't know each other. The fact that we watched all these people collectively get online, conspiring, putting these stories together, that they knew each other. I
at
don't care
some
if they
point.
knew each other in 2015, 2016, 2017. They knew each other.
Yes, at some point. You know, and I tell people, I'm like, one of the key moments in this man's life where I knew something was amiss was when they broke into that man's houses.
Yeah.
I'm like, something is wrong.
And why did they skip over the fact that he came out and said that somebody set him up? Could somebody have told him, hey, go do this and this, and we gonna split this, and hey, he ended up being the fall guy. But nobody ever came back and said nothing else about that case, right?
Right.
Right. And you see, Gayle King told one of the biggest lies on TV when she was talking about all the stories. That sounds crazy to me. And these women don't even know each other. How are you gonna say that they don't know each other if they've been hanging around, staying in the same house, partying, everything else? How are you gonna say that they don't know each other? They've been around each other this whole damn time.
He was hostage in 50, from what she said. Shit.
No,
So,
what really got me about Gail is they don't know each other, but when I got to digging and I get to connecting this Dillon Richards to Oprah, okay, so you don't know her? Stop playing with us. Like, y'all all in this little secret sorority, whatever y'all got going on. Don't nobody care. But stop playing them games like don't nobody know each other. Y'all know each other.
when they get to playing with this Dillon Richards shit, and it really pisses me off because I'm from up north, and I remember that girl had a song called "Move On Up the Mountain" back in the day when I was a kid. Okay, and she ended up that was pretty much it for her. I guess she ended up somewhere down the line running into Gary Sheffield, falling in love and marrying him. But she was still out here getting that pain like a lot of married women do. And she ran into R.Kelly that she knew from back in the damn day. And she was like, "You famous. I'm with a famous dude, but I'm feeling you. He ain't shit. He on the road. Give me that dick." It just happens like that. And he fucking filmed it or whatever the hell they think that they say that it happened. Ain't nobody seen no videotape. I don't know if it exists at all because they got a lot of phantom shit with that. But
Let's throw the disclaimer here right quick.
Go ahead and have to get.
Welcome to Big Val Opinion. Moderators, with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. This channel is a negativity-free channel, drama-free channel, and we are here to push the message out. We will not be distracted. So with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. Welcome to Big Val Opinion Platform.
Hey, bro, that sounds like the emergency broadcast system.
I ain't playing fucking soul. You hear me?
He said, "Quit playing with me."
Y'all killing me.
I swear. Nah, but for real, man, it's crazy to me that people can't see this absolute ridiculous setup, cheat scene that everybody. I'm talking about. This is the worst convictions I've ever seen in my life in America.
I'm just trying to figure out how in the world, like you knew Dillion Richards' husband called the FBI in.
Yeah.
So they want to build this RICO now, and RICO does include extortion, but y'all skip all the shit that I put out here that led me to believe people were extorting R. Kelly just to use them and get him immunity deals and other bullshit.
It's been a scam. The scam was with I would probably say Demetrius Smith and Susan Loggins and probably Barry Hankerson and some stupid shit like that.
94, 95 with the
Okay. And Susan Loggins, like Larry say, after Surviving R. Kelly went off, she kept that shit going. So she kept the shit going. She like, I've been making pretty good dough. That's like somebody to sell weed. You ain't gonna just keep on selling QPs, or you gonna go at least get a half or something to try to make some more fucking money. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
So she started soliciting people, probably waiting outside. She was an ambulance chaser.
And all they did was bring in Michael Avenatti and Gloria Allred to make up.
Prima. Now you got Gloria Allred crying to prosecutors saying that they want to silence R. Kelly supporters. Like yesterday I told people, why do they want to silence R. Kelly supporters now, but they use R. Kelly supporters to work against him during this trial?
Because I've been telling y'all this was intentional from day one.
So what hey, Prima Donna, what I came up with was this. I feel like that once we figure out who this BOP officer is, how she ended up with Tiny K, Gloria Allred, Michael Avenatti, and all these people are going to be blown up and exposed in this whole extortion plot. It's going to be crazy. I just got this funny feeling because you think about what Gloria Allred was doing. You got these two women from Baltimore out here with a picture of LL talking about R. Kelly. And you looking at peering at these women while they reading your script that you wrote for them. And then you go get an old man and have him do the same shit.
And those same women lying about the tour, lying about the year the tour even happened.
Right. So it messes me up that people don't understand that the setup is deep. The setup is real. That's why Bill Cosby went on and pushed Bonjean over there, because he said Gloria Allred parades these women. Come on now.
You know what? I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna say it like this, Jeff. I'm gonna say it like this. Provoked thoughts. I'm gonna say it. You know, it's not the fact that they don't see it. They see it, but because of the fact that, well, even if they doing all this other stuff, well, you know, R. Kelly did marry Aaliyah. He was actually on that tape, so he need to go ahead and pay for those two things. So even if they know that they're being done is wrong, they're trying to use this as justification for the BS that they doing to him right now.
And
That's
you
why
know,
they
know what? And it may be harsh, but people ask me all the time, well, if he really actually messed with Aaliyah, how would you feel? And knowing, being the same age that Aaliyah would be if she was still alive right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I wouldn't feel anything, because when I was in high school, I couldn't get the finest chick. You know why? Because it was some old nigga, 25, 26, pulling up in an Impala, in a Yukon or something, coming to get her, and she was going willingly, coming back with new shoes, lunch, and all type of shit. And she was not feeling me.
Yep.
So why would I feel anything about it? Women realize the value of themselves early in the game.
What?
Early in the game. It don't take long.
That's why those type of conversations, they don't work for me. Number one, because I'm a woman and I could flip it right the fuck back and say, well, I remember being 15 and all these old ass dudes are trying to holler at me. Ain't nobody get no fucks. I remember all my damn classmates getting pregnant while I'm looking around like, what the fuck? At 13, 14. Didn't nobody give a fuck.
And truth be told, it don't discount the thirsty niggas.
Fact.
It's not taking nothing away from that, because the old niggas is thirsty. They got what females want, and people want money early. Shit, when I was 13, 14, I wanted some fucking money too. And if you can get it and you ain't got to work too hard to get it, what you gonna do? And being in urban areas where poverty is going on, you got parents out here, sorry ass parents out here that say, well, shit, at least I ain't got to go buy no damn school clothes. This nigga doing it.
Right.
And that's keeping it all the way funky and not saying that it's right, because it's absolutely fucked up. But this is the nature of the shit that is going on. And you saw Precious. We know that, you know, people have wrote movies about shit like this.
Right.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
What's going on?
What up, Jeff?
Jeff, see? You know, so at the end of the day,
Man, I've been in rotation.
What up, Jeff?
I've been in rotation. I'm a far back. I've been enjoying y'all conversation. I'm just tapping in on in the middle. Just was saying what's up to the panel and everybody in the chat. You know, I just wanted to just come on and say what's up and blessings to everybody. But go on ahead, continue, bro.
You know, at the end of the day, you know,
I gave you the title, Jeff. I'm sorry, bro. I gave for both thoughts a title. He the ghetto prophet, and I gave you a title. You are community activist.
Hey, yo, check it out. At the end of the day, I lived in a house full of women all my life.
All right,
and
brother.
I've seen the plight of women. I've seen actual real life abuse of women by men, by my own father. You know, and it's amazing to me that people don't understand that, you know, there are real victims out here.
Right.
And, you know, being somebody that put yourself in a position and went above and beyond to get seen, hey, ooh, R. Kelly, it's me. When the hell do you become a volunteer? When? Somebody tell me when.
Right. And by the way, let me just take the time and say, Jeff, I see you on a lot of panels, and I just wanted to give you your flowers because a lot of people don't know that behind the scenes, as they say, you do a lot of peacemaking, or at least try to. And it's been plenty of times when I wanted to cuss you the fuck out. Like, why is he playing with me when this nigga over here is crazy? But anywho, I'm sitting over here like, I can't do nothing but commend the fact that you just try to keep it peaceful across the board. I can't do nothing but respect that.
Yeah.
Man, Jeff, all right, ain't he? he all right.
Yeah, they say I attack people based on who platform.
Oh,
Nah, I
man,
don't give a fuck about that. Shit.
And let me be honest, we ain't gonna say no names, but I didn't like the way that you was being treated out here in these YouTube streets. That shit was uncalled for, unwarranted. You didn't even ask for it. Wasn't even talk shit about nobody. And I'm like,
Again, a lot of these people were putting themselves when I'm talking about these janky ass people is involved with this.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
mean,
why these YouTubers start including themselves.
but you know what? One of the things that I can safely say about you is that you've honestly stayed focused. And I've been around for the phases of next levels, Dr. Rice's, the opinionated networks and the Boskis and the DJ Tysons and all this shit that I had the mud. I done got my information out the mud. So, and even the things that I knew because I'm a music lover and I had every Vibe magazine and I watched everything R.Kelly had, every album, every interview. So I know everything. And to sit here and watch these people do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hour lives talking about other people besides the person that they claim that they got on YouTube for, really threw everything off.
Yep.
It threw everything off. Because if everybody would have got focused, then this Tasha K BOP officer stuff would have been at the forefront because we all saw what happened real time.
Facts.
Yep.
We all saw Tasha K scrolling through a damn phone, roasting this man about his spelling and shit and pissing everybody that support R. Kelly off.
Right.
And actually manipulating what she's actually reading. Because how do we know that Rashona Lanford did this and that? And it goes more to our defense that how would she still be putting money on his books allegedly and then be sitting over here testifying
Because
like
of the simple
it
fact
makes no sense.
The thing about it is that they all heard some recorded phone calls. You got to think about this, and I thought about this for a long time. 100 and how many times?
53.
53?
Yep.
It's 365 days in a year. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
and Derek, you got to keep in mind this was between July and December. So this is a 6-month stretch
period. You got to have 2 days off. This woman is probably
and
taking
include
vacation
holidays
time and all of this. So you literally every day that you're at work, you're accessing this man's stuff. Now they said how many times. They didn't say how long she was logged in.
Right.
Because in order for her to know what to send, she had to have listened to it.
And see, Derek, that's exactly one of the things I said. I said this is a 6-month period between June and December. Take out weekends and holidays.
Now.
And then you still accessing it. You accessed it every day.
Now, R.Kelly said, what made you as a BOP disciplinary officer feel so comfortable doing this? One, you've been doing it before to other people. Two, this was your mission. Now we got to think about who's grimy in this. Who said that? Oh, I saw Surviving R. Kelly, and I felt like that I wanted to. Oh my God, a federal agent, maybe an Angel Cruel or something like that, knows you. Maybe because Angel Cruel is something special in this thing. Because how in the hell do you conveniently get to dip off and go somewhere the hell else? And this lady gets to conveniently say, okay, I quit. I don't even want to work no damn more. And if you young and shit and you in your 40s or 50s and shit, the only reason why you retiring is because you got a bag.
Yep.
You got a bag, lady. Somebody paid you to do this shit. And that's a fact. Ain't no way in the hell. She should have got fired, not retired.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The level of ridiculousness and the outrage should be pointed at our judicial system, not at the R.Kelly because of a damn documentary.
Absolutely.
And once again, you still have to ask yourself the question. If this is a RICO and it's a RICO charge, why is he still the only man in jail on a RICO?
I mean, you literally proved that a RICO did not exist when you let Daryl McDavid go home.
Exactly. And then they try to double down with this stupid ass final chapter, which further solidifies my point. Now, after the RICO, you want us to believe y'all still gonna get these so-called enablers. Man, get the fuck out of here.
Look, that was the Michael Avenatti bullshit. Michael Avenatti locked up and he can't help you. He's the biggest extortionist of them all. If you really get an opportunity to talk to R. Kelly, I'm certain that he got a fucking phone call from Michael Avenatti at some point.
Oh, yeah, you know he did.
At some point, and he said the same shit to him that he said to Nike.
He probably like, Rob, this can all go away.
All you got to do is give me $25 million.
Exactly.
The fuck?
Soon as you get the Masters, you get everything. I want $25
I promise
million.
you. Come on, y'all. This is common sense.
Yeah. Yo, D, soon as Cal said, fuck you, then that's when the federal charges came.
This is common sense. Mm-hmm. Where the fuck is my money? Now here comes
check it though. Check it though. Like this is this what really made me mad when they superseded that indictment. Because like I said, Lisa Van Allen was not no damn minor. So that's why you make it federal, because you know the age of consent in Chicago. Man, stop playing with me.
Right.
And once you found out that was grown, now you gotta fix some shit.
Right, you gotta come another way.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you come out with that weak ass final chapter. One of the people in it, one of the so-called people that was being interviewed, said that, well, I was in a video for players only featuring the game. I was the lead girl in the video, and then after I did the video shoot, I bumped into Aaliyah. How? Aaliyah died 2001. That album came out 2005. Did you have a fucking Ouija board on you?
Oh, but she also seen a freaky deaky tape that they already claimed that was destroyed. Otherwise, they wouldn't have ran with the Rashona Landfair narrative they brought. Come on now.
Boy.
Come on.
Boy. You know what? And I'm gonna tell you like this. This is what has happened with this BOP officer and Tasha K. Not only did they scorn Azriel, they scorned Rashona. They got her too.
Let's figure this out. If it's supposed to be about the victims, don't victims have right? They've been blasting this girl since 2017. How in the hell do y'all get away with calling this girl out as the girl in the tape, ignoring her so-called rights, and then wondering why, hey, regardless of what people say, everybody has accepted the fact that this is the girl in the tape, regardless of what she say. So never mind she get on the stand and incriminate Sparkle, Drea. Forget that. She just said she was in the tape.
Drea shouldn't even be walking around free off of the strength, for me, knowing that she was in the Summer Bunnies video. Because if you was in the Summer Bunnies
right,
and Aaliyah was
Right.
in Summer Bunny's video, then you was around long enough to know about what the hell was supposed to be done went on with him and Aaliyah, and you married the nigga anyway.
He didn't talk to R.Kelly about Aaliyah, but he talked to Lisa Van Allen. He talked to Lizette.
Rando,
He talked to Sonya. He talked to all these broads about Aaliyah except his wife, okay.
Rando Bando. But he still acting the fool with Drea. He hog tying her and shit. A double jointed woman at that.
How can you hog tie
And
her
she
when she a
keep coming
borderline
and proving
contortionist?
it. Like she keep coming out here just letting you know how she could twist it up and do the most. Like stop.
Well,
Stop.
I'm not a hog tie nobody. Shit.
This chick is a borderline contortionist. How the hell he gonna hog tie?
Boy, come on, man. I'm like, quit playing with me. I mean, this whole thing has been a whole mess. And it's a damn shame because you can look and tell that since day one, since after he won the big break, people have been taking advantage of his deficiencies. You know what? Let's just say fuck it. Let's go all the way back to childhood. His damn sister took advantage of his deficiencies.
Right.
You quit playing with me, man. That type of shit pisses me off. When you want to sit up here and talk about the abuse, and you want to sit up here and talk about people that's not been hurt, but you want to skip over the fact that this man went through the same shit, if not worse.
Yep.
Growing up in the hood.
Right. His first childhood girlfriend having to watch her drown and couldn't help her. Like that shit traumatized.
You know he was already traumatized based on that alone.
But y'all don't give a damn about what he went through. Erykah Badu said it best at that concert. What if one of these people that say they was victimized by him victimized people? Would y'all treat him like y'all treating him? But nobody wanted to hear that shit. Now the thing of it is that we are 4.5, 5 years into this shit. The swelling is about to start going down, and people can start to see. And that's one of the reasons why things are going the way it is. The only reason why R.Kelly is talking right now is because that is signed, sealed, delivered, and approved by Jennifer Bonjean. If she didn't want, she know what the hell she's doing. You got to think about it. Bill Cosby started talking before he got out.
Hey, y'all, I only got like a couple minutes before I bounce.
All right.
I got an interview to do, so I just wanted to say to Prima Donna, like, I really appreciate what you just said, you know what I'm saying, for our dip. And that's all I ever wanted to do because see, 4 years ago, I seen it. I seen it was gonna be what it is today if it wasn't some type of, you know, even if you don't get along, you know what I'm saying? You can at least coexist without coming at each other. And I never, you know, one thing that brought me a lot of flack because I wasn't with that shit that when you was getting attacked and all of that, and I spoke out against it, so I came under fire for that. And you know, I'm not to go down the rabbit hole of that bullshit, but just want to say I commend you though, sister, and I always been an avid supporter of your content and your channel. So I just wanted to say that and let you know I meant never no harm. I know you wanted to cuss me out, but it was always in good intention. You know what I'm saying? For the movement to keep moving forward and to keep doing what you guys are doing right now to keep pushing the message for it, you know, as content creators. So I was always an advocate of that. So, I'm gonna go in here and finish my interview, but I just wanted to make sure I came back in and said that to you though, Queen.
I appreciate that.
That's our community activist, JT.
Well, all right, y'all. Y'all have a blessed evening, man. Y'all continue pushing the narrative, man. It's dope. I mean, I'm gonna catch y'all next time.
Absolutely.
Peace and blessings.
All right, Jeff. Peace to you.
All right, Jeff. Peace
Hey,
to
you
you.
know, good. I'm out here woke.
I'm gonna let Prima, how much time you got?
I was getting ready to jump off in just a minute while I was up.
All right, because I'm going to just play this one more clip that R.Kelly did call it. I just wanted to, we didn't played it and talked about it, just want to know what you think about when you like what are your thoughts on his state of mind and the things that he's talking in this part of the interview I clipped from Storm. We talked about just certain,
All right.
All right, let me get the clip up.
At the same time, because I know who I was talking to. It's hard to trust people. People take my words, they twist them, and all I'm trying to do is get out the truth.
Yes.
And that's the only reason I continue talking is because even though I'm in the dark and don't know who I'm talking to, my strength comes from because I'm telling the truth. You know. So I was gonna say, man, you mean to tell me a BOP disciplinary hearing officer is going to just wake up one day and say, let me just take a chance on my career, losing my career and going to jail, and just access all of my private phone calls?
It doesn't make sense, because personally I wouldn't risk my career like that.
That's my point. You know, let me just take a chance and just access R.Kelly's records, private records between him and his girlfriend and his attorney 153 times. So let me do it 153 times. Let me scan that to my own personal Gmail, and then let me send that to a blogger, Tasha K, who happens to know my girlfriend Joycelyn father really good, who happens to know the parents of the government witness in my case. These are not coincidences, man. This is a plan. You know what plan it is? People have to figure that out for themselves. But it's a plan. Those are too many coincidences. And who's gonna do that? And besides, I'm already going through enough. So I wrote this thing down because I don't want to be scrambling on this phone for my little 15 minutes.
I got you.
And I know my own handwriting, so when people hear me say I wrote this down, I don't want nobody to go, oh, I thought he couldn't write. Well, I can't spell, but I can write. So this is my own handwriting. I said, I'm already going through enough. And the last thing I need is a BOP officer and a blogger illegally stealing and sharing my private phone calls and emails. Between me and my relationship, who just happened to be the government's star witness in my case. They have to stop acting like this didn't happen, or like it's not a big deal, because it's a really big deal. So big that I believe it tainted my case in a lot of ways, which also I believe was the plan, at least when it comes to this BOP officer and Tasha K. Because ask yourself, what other reason would a BOP officer, a disciplinary hearing officer who's like a judge in the prisons, why would they illegally access all of my emails and phone calls? Why? What is the reason to do that? And send that to her own personal Gmail account. Give all of that information to a very influential blogger, Tasha K. Why would Tasha K need to share all of that with government witnesses in my case? Why were they both allowed to get away with it? This happened 4 years ago. This happened around the same time my girl was flipping on me and lying on me. It's been 4 years now, and I, nor my attorneys, even know who this lady is, this BOP officer. Don't know her name. I don't know if she's white, black, I don't know what. I just, we haven't been told anything. How does she know Tasha K? How did they meet on this planet? How did a disciplinary hearing officer and a blogger meet?
Grown right here in the Lone Star State. To bring the freshest of Texas.
Yeah, people will say R.Kelly's just fishing. He's just trying to figure something out to get out of jail. You're damn right, because I'm not supposed to be in here. You don't have to fish, though, with this situation, because there's a search warrant, an affidavit that backs up everything I'm saying. People are just ignoring it. But it exists. It's in the public. It's in the system. It's in black and white that this BOP officer in Tasha K did this. And although the investigation is not fully disclosed, it should be. It was executed by a federal agent. Not R.Kelly, not my attorneys, but by a federal agent. It was signed off by a federal judge who would never sign off on a search warrant unless there was enough probable cause to do so. I don't have to lie on anybody.
This call is from a federal prison.
And I definitely wouldn't be in the BOP, being held by the BOP, detained by the BOP, and on this damn phone lying on the BOP. Besides, it's not that I'm coming against the BOP. I'm coming against this BOP officer. And besides, if I was lying, this phone call would have been disconnected. Okay? It would have been cut off on me. But because I'm telling the truth, it's not. I know I had a very good chance of beating my case. But that chance was stolen from me when this BOP officer decided to illegally steal all my information and share it with government witnesses through Tasha K. And this is according to the OIJ. There was an investigation done, a search warrant done back in 2019, back in 2020, before I even went to court, which means I really shouldn't even went to trial until this investigation was fully investigated. It's because now I'm found guilty, and here I am, looking at all of this information that could have helped me in my case. It could have stopped people from being on the stand that was scorned or mad at me because they saw some illegal contraband shown to them by Tasha K. From this BOP officer stealing it. If I'm not making sense, just leave my ass in here. But I know I'm making sense. And all I want is the full disclosure. I want full disclosure on this investigation. I want to know this lady who stole my information and gave it to Tasha K. I want to know why she did it. I want to know how she met Tasha K. I want to know why they did this to me. I want to know who else is involved. Why? Because you're damn right I want to go home, bro. I want to get my life back. Because nobody deserves this. I don't care if you have a traffic ticket. I don't care what kind of case you have. You have the right to prove your innocence.
Wow. He said, case, this, I should have never went to trial with this information coming about, this BOP officer accessing my records. But that further more prove what we've been saying is that they needed that conviction in New York to even make the Chicago case make sense.
Right.
But then the Chicago case made the New York
New York
case
case
not
look
make
back.
any sense.
Right. Exactly. It was a contradiction. And then when he said, I knew I had a good chance to win my case, his whole tone of voice changed when he said that opportunity was taken away from me
Right.
when
You
that
got choked.
officer.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt that.
Yeah, it was stolen from me. He felt like he got robbed. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what happened.
And that right there is why I decided to put my content out the way I did. Because if he had never come out and spoke and said that, would y'all have believed it? If y'all didn't see that shit play out and have to keep seeing it over and over to reaffirm what you saw, could you confidently still say free R. Kelly?
You know what? I think I could. I think this been some bullshit from day one. Regardless, the Aaliyah shit wasn't nothing but a publicity stunt gone fucking wrong. Tiffany Hawkins is Demetrius Smith's fucking baby mama.
Yep.
We all saw what happened with the old girl, the little snaggletooth chick, when she got on the stand. Her shit wouldn't hold up. I mean, let's just keep it all the way 100. None of these female shit can hold up.
Who was that Gloria already representing when she said that goes to lawsuit? When the chick said that her and R. Kelly relationship was consensual on the stand.
I don't know, man. They need to all tell that truth. Quit playing like they was trying to fight this man off of them. the lies.
R. Kelly, no,
anybody, hey, anybody but you. Quit playing. What the fuck?
R. Kelly.
The man who made Bump and Grind, it seems like you're ready. And
What Kel told Gail, quit playing.
Quit playing with me, lady. You want a piece. You want a piece right now, lady. Are you serious? Y'all killing me with this shit.
Yeah.
For real. Gail knows she'll let him hit. Quit playing. Stop it. Why would I? I don't have to. You slid me your personal number when we just got here.
Within
See,
it
the only
all,
thing,
it shows this pattern of this misconduct that we see going on, and it's crazy that people are so outraged. Like, for example, with this Tyree situation, but again, equivalent to how these people were so adamant to keep pushing these stories and narratives, regardless of how true it is, just to establish these patterns that they put in the RICO, is the reason why people don't want to acknowledge, from Michael Avenatti to Kim Fox and their communication.
Yep.
Steve Greenberg challenged that. Nothing was done. When Donnelly threatened to impeach Azriel, nothing was done. When Donnelly mentioned if his communications and emails were being spread out or whatever she said in her wording, she pretty much said she would have declared a mistrial, yet we still seen it play out.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Who was in her ear? I wonder. What political agent was in her ear?
I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. It make you wonder.
Oh,
Like,
and I skipped
wow.
one. They also came out and affirmed that they lied to the grand jury to get the indictment. So, like he said, he ain't supposed to be there. They did all this shit to
Right.
maneuver their way to get him indicted, get him
Under the
denied
table.
bond with all this shit they put out here on the public domain, trying to put it like he's controlling these people.
Threat
But
to
at the end of the
society.
day,
and
why
now
didn't
here,
you give him the fair opportunity to be out here and fight his cases when, like these officers, they out on bail? The fuck?
and now here comes Gloria Allred talking about she wants the R. Kelly fan silence. She only wants the R. Kelly fan silence because since we done started digging and we will continue to dig, we gonna see her involvement in all this shit. She don't want her shit exposed.
And
Man,
R. Kelly has spoke. And he's speaking and he's telling the fucking truth about what's really going on in his case. Now they don't want the fans to push the narrative
Hey,
because
look, we got
See how again they want to keep impeding upon people's rights. First you wanted to mute R.Kelly because you said he's out here preying on folks. Now you want to mute his fans because we not gonna be submissive and accept all the bullshit because we know his convictions, plural, are gonna be overturned.
Hey,
yeah,
Miss
dude,
Peter,
like let's just be real. He
isn't it
coming
true
for
that when you go
free.
into the grand jury, it's one-sided, and the prosecution are the only one that goes in there? The defense is not even allowed in there. Isn't that correct?
I don't know.
Yeah, but I
What
have
was the
heard.
question? I didn't hear it.
When you go in to get an indictment before the grand jury, isn't it correct that only the prosecution side is allowed in there, and it's a one-sided situation?
Yep.
From my understanding, that's how it went.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
Yep.
needs to be changed in this country.
that's why the
Yep.
grand jury was asking the prosecutors in Chicago, why would y'all bring us this information about Aaliyah, but y'all not charging him?
Right, right, right.
Right. I mean, because that's been the thing to hang your hat on. If you talk to anybody and you make any common sense statement to them, it's almost like they metamorphosize into this person that says, "Oh, well, you know about Aaliyah, or you know about the sex tape." The only two things they can really hang their hat on. So that's what people were hanging their hat on, and they use that shit in Surviving R. Kelly, to flip the masses. And if you really wanted to know the truth, you would have got a mama somewhere in here, somewhere.
See, this how I knew they were full of shit because I peeped that from jump. And if you go back and look at my early content, those were the two hot topics that I wanted to confront head on and why I didn't believe the shit. So as I continue to go down the rabbit hole, if other people were doing their research, they would see it's too much information that would contradict the new narratives we heard.
Right, the ones that they had to change because they realized that the women was over age.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those
Yep.
narratives.
Yep.
yeah.
So now you got to say, "Oh shit, he's chaining people up in the basement that
Right.
he clearly states that he didn't even have."
Yeah,
Basically,
you got Tracy Sampson talking about he had a black expo at this date. Nah, he wasn't even there till the following year. Like, come
You
on now.
goofy, you goofy.
Come on.
16,
Bro, you
21. How you
He
16, 1999,
because
nah,
that
21?
was
he
the
he
guy.
wasn't even there till 2 years later or some shit like that.
Hey,
Like, make it
let's
make
keep it
sense.
let's keep it 100.
and it
This
had
was
not,
the
it had
game.
not, girl.
This was the game
Tip
that
9.
Susan Loggins was making these girls play.
Yeah.
They was young, they didn't know no better, and she was like, "Well, you can just say that you were 17,
Right.
and you can get X amount of dollars."
But
These
how you
female,
16 in 1999 and 21 in
But
2000?
but but here go the thing. If you looked up the actual information then, it didn't say they were minors then. It said misconduct. It wasn't see that's what I'm saying. This the
right,
crazy.
right. It's the wording and the things that they doing, and it's like it's crazy to me because at the end of the day, why is you trying to play the public like this dude ain't a sex symbol at all?
Right.
Which something that the record label pushed in the beginning. He was not even
Right.
on.
This was his look. The dude was a New Jack Swing artist for
Right.
sure.
Right.
Okay, when he first came out, when he was on Big Break, when he came out with Born into the '90s, that was New Jack Swing shit. Every last ounce of it.
Yeah.
The record label decided that they wanted to go in a new direction. They
Yeah.
knew he was talented enough to sing the songs. When he was on the Gayle King interview, he said he had songs like Dedicated and things
Right.
like that. He never
Right.
wanted to sing Bump and Grind.
Right. Right.
But
And you
they
can tell,
pointed
man,
him.
look at his different genres of music that he puts
Right.
out, man.
Right. They
And
pointed him in the direction. They told him what they wanted. People don't understand. R. Kelly didn't have creative control.
Right.
But
They
then
told
y'all like Jim Derrick Goddess along with Demetrius Hankinson, they would have started. Them three right there was the orchestrator of the goddamn narratives being put out around them.
things
With the
have
You
been
got a
Bible.
whole
moving.
Rico, but you ain't got Daryl McDavid who was signing all the checks and shit. Man, stop.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said, one of the main things that bothers me is the Your Body's Calling remix. Who in the fuck approved this at a record label to be playing
Facts.
all over radio stations and shit? You got parents that said, I've been around my daughter the whole time and every damn thing, and so I know what the hell going on. So you heard her singing this shit in the studio. What the hell is going
Facts.
on?
Talking about, do you want to eat?
Your uncle is the executive producer of this shit. What? Who's listening to this? Who said, okay, that's a go? Who said this?
You a whole hostage, but he gonna let you go to get some shoes down the street. That's
Right.
your uncle that
That's your
happened to
uncle
live down
now.
the street from R. Kelly.
Lies and deceit.
Ain't nobody in her goddamn family rich enough to live down.
Lies and deceit.
I want to know, is it that same uncle she said that was
This the
molesting
same
her?
uncle, same
Uh-huh.
uncle,
Mm-mm.
same uncle,
Probably,
Hell,
yeah,
talk
probably
about
so.
that.
Yeah.
same uncle. You know what? An old Bubba, he remind me of the guy that meet the little young chick and convince her to like go to the strip club to make some extra money, and he sit in there and protect her, you know,
Mm-mm.
and all that. And he get a cut of the earnings at the end of the
Right,
night. That's the type of nigga that he seems like he is to me. I
Oh, cool.
promise.
Talking
This
about
Right.
is
Bubba?
So why wasn't he a witness for either
Right.
prosecutor or defense?
And
because
Either
why
way.
got
why
immunity.
didn't fucking Ann Donnelly say, hold on, Miss Jane Doe, whatever her name, Geronda. What repeat what you just said again? When I got my settlement, I gave Jermaine $4,000.
She gave him more than 4 racks.
You say what? Now you sued R. Kelly, but you gave his employee Jermaine, as a part of his entourage, $4,000. That
Hey,
don't make sense.
hey, if anybody believes that she gave that man more than $4,000, put a 1 in the chat. She gave that man more
For
than
her to get a settlement from R. Kelly for claiming to be abused, if she gave Bubba $1, that's a fucking problem. Why are you paying his employee?
but she paid him more than $4,000. I'm telling you. I promise you, that number sounds stupid as hell. That's
Yeah.
an off ass number.
Hey, Prima. No, Prima.
Let me get $4,005.27. Dumbass numbers. That's a stupid number.
Right.
Makes no fucking sense.
Right. Prima Donna. I don't know if you heard about a timeline that I came up with. And the timeline I came up with, because Big Vi always asks me to bring this up all the time. I brought up the point, if this is supposed to be about young black women and girls, and everybody talk about it's about sexual assault, it's about young black women and girls. Why has every move that's been strategically done has been centered around this man's music catalog?
Oh yeah.
And what I mean by that, every move, I mean, like we all know that this man that none of this didn't start happening to R. Kelly until his album started hitting their 25th anniversary. And you start off with Born in the 90s, which was 2017. Then 2017 it hit its 25th anniversary because it came out January of 92. So that's when the early stages of all this BS started happening. Then the second album, 12 Play, which came out in November 1993. The 25th anniversary, November 2018. Because the very next month, Surviving R. Kelly was scheduled to premiere in the theater in New York. Then, thanks to Don Russell, you had a subsequent gun threat, which shut the theater down. So you wait until the month after the 25th anniversary of his flagship album, arguably it's the biggest album, to drop a documentary on right after that anniversary. Then his third album, which is self-titled, which came out November 95. November 2020 would have been silver anniversary. Then you wind up having a presidential election and several key Senate and congressional elections going on, which some of the candidates directly or indirectly addressed R. Kelly while trying to gain Senate and congressional seats. Then, on top of that, Aaliyah's debut album came out May 24th, 1994. Silver anniversary, May 24th, 2019. 6 weeks after that date, R. Kelly gets arrested by the feds and been hemmed up ever since. And not only has born in the 90s hit his 25th anniversary, but hit his 30th anniversary last year. So now, Sparkle's debut album about to hit its 25th anniversary in April.
Shit, the double album should be about to hit it.
And the double album is about to hit, its R double album is about to hit its 25th anniversary in November.
Mr. Timeline himself, Jay Rizzo.
I don't know if Prima Donna heard that or not, but I just wanted to drop that on it.
But check this out, Jay.
Yeah, so like I pointed out, also with these allegations, it's just mighty coincidental. It was always around his music that these incidents were occurring, and like the which was it? The which album was it? I can't remember. 1999, whichever album that was.
R double album came out November 98.
That one. Just look at some of the credits and all that, and that ain't even to mention the things he's wrote for other people. So if they can, as he just said, keep him hemmed up where he can't contest other people acquiring his intellectual property, seem like to me they win. And then you got these girls, accusers, that keep coming up with these lawsuits trying to target these royalties and stuff like that.
Right. And you know what else I saw? I saw something last night on BT. I saw an episode of New York Undercover. And on New York Undercover, there was an episode where Sally Richardson played the singer. And she witnessed a murder. And and JC had to go undercover to be her bodyguard. But what they uncovered was the guy that was supposed to be in her inner circle who was killed may have been also part of a conspiracy to steal money from her, and her best friend was one of the main people that was involved in it. And one of the tactics that they used was having increased expenses with low income, which they were siphoning money from the label for increased expenses. So they were essentially stealing money, 20,000 here, 30,000 there.
Wow.
And see,
think about it, and you got an accountant that became your manager.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be her best friend that she known for years. That was involved in that shit. I just shook my head when I saw that. I said, "Damn."
Cold game.
Yeah. It's like they took some excerpts for all these movies, J-Rock. Man.
I know. I told people
that movie For Life. That movie,
man, Ricochet. They got Ricochet. They got Indictment. They done pieced together a monster.
Man. And what he said, that's that 2013 is when now you can go back, and no matter if you got your recoup back, it don't matter.
Right.
So,
right. If you recouped any money from there,
it don't matter.
It still reverts back to you.
Right. So 6 years from the year 2013, they've been strategizing and plotting for 6 years.
Oh, they've been doing it for a while because if
I'm
you look at it,
I'm telling you, to get when it came to 2019, when they finally got that arrest and got them where they figured they got them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why all these people were just pawns and they little playing. Like even Tim Savage, goofy ass, he ain't even as relevant as he think.
No, Mr. Hollywood himself.
Yep. Because in actuality with R. Kelly, it really was 2018. Because
Okay.
2018, 1990, if it's every 3 years, it would have been 1991, 1992, 1993 would have reverted back to the owner.
Okay.
Born
Okay.
in the 90s came out in 92. 12 Play came out in 93. 2018,
Right.
the ownership would have reverted back to him.
Right.
So then that's when Surviving R. Kelly came out December 2018, which leaked into 2019. But also
Under a shell company. Under a shell company. Put that out there too. Under a shell company.
Under a shell company. And also remember I told you about that article on Michael Jackson when Sony wound up acquiring his EMI share of his estate in regards to for his publishing.
Yeah, after he had passed. Yeah.
That was at the end of that was at the end of July. And that was 5 months before Surviving R. Kelly came out.
Wow.
So Sony they was already in a power play this whole time.
Yeah, yeah. Like Derek, like the prophet and faded out on us.
Word, I know I wasn't bugging. I could have swore I heard somebody snoring.
Who's that? Eugene, or is that Derek calling them hog?
Nah, I think that's D.
So it all boils down to regardless of what side you own, do you feel like this man is not rightfully owed his due? Like, do you feel like he should forfeit everything that he's acquired? And if that's gonna be your sentiment that he should, why ain't that same energy towards these corporations, all these other people that put so much energy into putting these people and these characters out here just to turn right back around and use that against them?
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at the whole scenario, when I told a couple of people this and they completely lost it. When I told them about 2013 and how the rights would revert back to the artist starting at that point, I said, ask yourself this question: what year did Michael Jackson die? It's 2009. What year did Whitney die? 2012. Both of them died before that law was supposed to take effect in 2013. So that ain't no coincidence to y'all.
I don't believe in coincidence.
They didn't just die; they mysteriously died.
Quote unquote, mysteriously died.
They wasn't sick. We heard about nothing. They just fell and died.
Yeah. So that's supposed to be a coincidence, according to some. Like, okay, all right. We got Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Prince. Name 3 white artists at near the level of those 3 that died in the time frame of less than 7 years.
I can't come up with nobody.
That's just it.
That's why Prima made a good point. Now look at what they doing. Look at all the motherfuckers that just sold their catalog, sold their masters to the label. All of a sudden now, why would you sell your masters to the label now when you can get your shit? If you ain't had it. Like a lot of these artists, they're selling their masters to the label. They older artists.
See, that's the point in the clip that you had played earlier, Vi. That's the point because Nick said in the clip, he said the labels aren't getting paid off the new music that's coming out. They're not getting paid off of it.
They getting paid off them insurance. They getting paid off them private prisons. What the fuck?
Right.
Yeah, they're getting paid off those catalog releases. That's why they're buying up all the catalogs right now. Like when you mentioned like that's what I call music or best or the best of whoever. That's where they're getting their money from. And then they realize that if the artists don't sell it, and then they got to try to get it, and they try to obtain that music, the songwriters and producer and the singers, whoever the song is, it reverts back to the ownership to them. The label now has to pay them, not only do they have get the permission for the distribution, they got to pay licensing fees on top of that. So now with the licensing fees, because you got to keep in mind, these labels have had 100% control of this music for about 35 years at least. So now with this law and it reverts back to them, you go from having 100% to losing about 80% at least. That's a whole lot of money you had to pay out that you didn't have to before. That's motive for a whole lot of shit a whole lot of unscrupulous shit you may want to do.
All I hear is motive. That's what I
And
hear.
speaking of, it's a coincidence also the music that was licensed in Surviving R.Kelly. Coincidence. Coincidence.
Yep.
Hey, now that's what I'm saying. People be talking about all the wrong shit.
They do. They really, really do.
But I'm gonna drop down in the chat. I'm finna get ready for bed. But it was a nice conversation. I enjoyed all of y'all. Appreciate y'all having me up here.
Oh, we appreciate you like always.
Same to you, Prima. Same to you. Same to you.
Thank you. Respect, bye.
Thank you for coming up. Most definitely.
And that, folks, once again, is the best investigative reporter on YouTube.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The new modern day Nancy Drew.
Exit Barbara Walters in a prima donna.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Mr. Hollywood himself, Mr. 120 hours.
You ain't resting your head on my couch.
What Robert Harris say, J Rock? Boy, Jerry, you probably not never do a crime. Follow the drip. Follow the drip.
Hey, Vi, did you ever get that other text I sent you? I don't know if you heard me or not, but
yeah, he probably trying to pull something up.
Yeah, I got all of them. I got all of them. But no, shit, man, I've been asleep most of the day. But I did get both of your messages though.
Yeah, there was one I sent you that let me see what day was it? It was on Tuesday.
Let me see. Was it the In Living Color one?
Yep.
I ain't get to watch it, but I see I just opened it up on my phone. What that was about, J Rock?
Oh, it was the it was the Jerry Kids segment. When Jim Carrey was acting like Jerry Lewis. But yet he said this is about fighting a deadly infliction among inner city youth. An infliction that has affected brothers like the group from Full Force.
Wow. Yeah. Like Possum said back then in the 90s, dirty game out here, man. This ain't for the weak and independent, man.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. They always got jokes and shit, man. But you gotta pay attention, and like I say, you gotta stay. Most importantly, we gotta stay vigilant out here, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. It was a great live, man. Shit, I mean, I don't even think I want to continue it. It was a good live, man. I mean, I really ain't got nothing else left to say, man. It was, I mean, every crevice was touched, you know.
Yeah.
You know, when Derek go to sleep, it's time to end the live anyway.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The prophet need his rest. The prophet need his rest, man. Yeah. So, hey, so side note, shift gears real quick while we winding down, nephew. Tell me what you think. That song by Plies, Loading. How they hit?
Man, you know what?
Stuff what he was talking about. From what's going on in these, you know what I mean?
For one more, I'm gonna have to really I'm gonna have to really give it one more listen to.
Okay.
Cause
Okay.
I clouded my mind with some other stuff.
Yeah.
But we gotta stop. We on the right path, man. And like I
Yeah.
said, I appreciate everybody. You know, man, because y'all send me some good stuff, man. I promise, man. Y'all don't understand. A lot of this work I do it off my cell phone. And,
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
I try to get it all in so we can bring it up and we can present it, man. And yeah, so that song most definitely they're gonna be coming into. I'm gonna be bringing it into the content.
Yeah.
We got some more stuff coming
Yeah.
into the content.
Yeah.
Um, we stand on task. We stand on track. Moving forward.
Yeah.
No reversing. No digressing. You know, I don't know, man. Tonight live, it turned out, man. I like it like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got a consistent number in the chat the whole time. That's what I like to see, man. Not no controversy. We got Prima Donna on here.
Yes.
Took some time out of her busy schedule
Yeah.
to get on and chop it up with us and got to answer some questions that people had. That's always great. And I appreciate her for taking out the time, to come over and bless the panel without the way that she do, man.
It's always good to have her on because her insight on stuff never ceases to amaze me.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I had to say
Pray-
what I had to say, man.
I pray God bless her and put her in position to get that food truck so she no longer have to go to
Right.
the restaurant and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
bring the restaurant to her.
Yeah.
Uh, the lady had so many good ideas and so her creativity out the roof when it comes to making those cakes, cookies and shit. Like, man, it's amazing. So God gonna bless her as long as she stay grounded the way that she is.
Yeah. 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 I liked it the other day when I was leaving work. I was having problems trying to come into the chat, and you had Miss Courtney Love on, and the stuff that she was saying was resonating, man, was powerful. Like you were saying, man, come on, ladies, come on in. We need y'all to come on the panel and get y'all perspective. You know what I mean? Y'all been in the fight supporting. Yeah, so that
Oh
was
yeah,
awesome.
my girl.
Yeah, yeah, that was awesome. She said she couldn't have done that if that wasn't always in her. I said, man, that lady speaking out of my forehead. I said that early on.
Well, definitely.
Yeah, that's all I got to say, nephew. So I
Yeah,
appreciate you always gracing me, man, and letting me come on. And man,
we
it's always
working, man. We just gotta get that phone situated.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
but when it gets situated, you be good. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's
yes,
just
sir.
getting there.
Yeah, yeah. Once I get my laptop and my I'm good. So next month we'll have that.
You know. So I don't know, man. I ain't got much more to say. I seen my brother. I seen my uncle Sir Miguel. He came in the chat for a minute. You know, salute to Jeff. Salute Derek. Salute Dean. I ain't see my boy Progress. He hopefully ain't nothing. He probably broke the damn phone where he was beating on it last
Yeah, this technology, man. I miss them old phones, man. Them brick phones, boy.
Yeah, old flip phone.
Yeah. We ain't had them issues like that, nephew. Real talk.
So, man, you know, with that being said, though, shit, we finna ease on up out of here.
I'm out of here, man. Yeah, I done threw all my stuff in the trash. I done wiped my table down and everything. I'm ready to get on out of here.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's football Sunday, so we might not do nothing.
Right. I'll be at work.
We might not do nothing tomorrow. We might go into Monday. Pick back up Monday. Pick up the pieces.
Right.
But you know, I want to go ahead and say this. I appreciate you having me on. I want to thank everybody that came on and dipped through. That's on the chat and the ones that was on there earlier. Appreciate every last one of y'all. Thank to everybody in the chat once again. Much love to every last one of y'all on that front. And like I said, Prima coming through. Like I said, she never ceases to amaze me with her insight. Yeah. And I'm still looking forward to the day that we can get Senator Saint on here.
Oh my goodness, yes sir, yes sir.
Still the same with Mr. Timeline himself, man. Yeah. It's gonna be epic, bro. It's gonna be epic.
Oh, it's going down.
All right, gentlemen. Bless you, nephew. Always a pleasure, J-Rock. Mr. Timeline himself.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like always. Y'all and everybody, y'all have a good night.
Yeah, blessings, chat. Y'all stay safe.
Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. I love y'all.
All right, love you, bro. Stay up, man. Hey,
be safe, punk.
Stay vigilant, man.
All right, love y'all. Be safe, y'all.
Oh, y'all.
Can't believe council culture is really a thing. We throw away our legends, easily make them a meme. Cultural obligation, what does it really mean? We gotta stay on code, don't go against the team. You don't have to stand with me, just don't stand against. But if you gon' pick a side, don't straddle the fence. Mainstream media with propaganda, selective outrage, now we see the slander. False narratives being painted, the truth's tainted. As a result, the majority mind manipulated. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Do your due diligence, think for yourself, stay free. So many different agendas, it's hard to keep count. They use us against us, so many selling out. It's a sad thing to witness, it's all for the clout. The culture's compromised, and that's without a doubt. The culture's supposed to cultivate.